You had a point, Ray. I mean, not Ray, Eric. It looks a lot better. There's some good camera quality there.
That's what I was trying to tell you.
That's real good.
You like just get
It
get an
just it looks
iPhone up
better
in
on
here.
this.
Oh,
You
wow.
think it just get an iPhone up in
The
here?
real
Yeah.
quality of that is on here.
Oh, okay.
So the TV's red, green, and blues is not the same as the children's.
Ah,
Mm.
okay. All right,
So
cool.
this is more 4K than that.
Okay, cool, cool.
Yeah, you like you be surprised what these phones do. I'm like, you be surprised what these
I
cameras
mean,
do.
that is true. That is true. But because I was like telling him, I was like, it's more about the software you're using. That's the real important part.
Let's get started.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure.
I'm going to it now.
All right, let me just take a quick look at the agenda. All right. So how you guys been doing, man? What you guys been up to?
This.
Oh wait, should I do the usual
You
intro?
gotta do the usual intro.
Yeah, you might as
man.
well.
Oh man. Oh,
It's
sorry.
just recorded, right?
What?
It's just recorded, right?
Am I recording?
Yeah. Then you're just gonna send it like email or something. All right.
Oh, so I guess we're not gonna do it live like usual. Oh, it's
No.
kind of.
It's fine.
It's kind of.
You're good, right?
Oh, turn it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so the head, face it to you.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah,
All right, good. All right, but yeah, I guess I'll do the usual intro. That was kind of weird to do it. Usually I'm on my own. Anyways, welcome to the greatest colloquium cactus in existence. I'm here with the boys. The man with the nope, wrong side. The man with the player, the ultimate Dawes fan, the electric jolt, E to the J. The human calculator with the numerical nomenclature, Raytron, Uno, Dos, Trace. And should I do the flex? I don't know.
Yes,
It's a
you
little,
gotta do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, you gotta do it.
You gotta do it.
the strongest man in the universe. He who guards the Guardians, Vanguard.
Why you feeling shy all of a sudden? Like you
Because
want to
I'm
change?
usually doing it on my own, so it's like there's not. But anyways, what you guys been up to?
I mean, started a new job. I've been training, just normal stuff. They got me tight though, cause I had to go all the way to Long Island. Cause man was like, "Oh, you don't gotta come in on Friday." Then like Thursday night, he's like, "Actually, you should come in. I'm gonna show you something." I show up. He shows me how to like. He was like, "Hey, give me that logbook." He scans it and he sends out an email. I was like, "You dead ass, bro? You got me coming all the way to Long Island just for that, bro?"
You see this guy? He gets a
Man.
job. He could put food on the table.
Not
And
grateful.
all he, yeah,
Nah,
not grateful. All he does
come
is
on,
complain.
bro.
All he
I
does
just
is
drive all
complain.
the way to Long Island. That shit stop.
At least it ain't the hood. It's Long Island.
Yeah, it's like you don't gotta
Yo,
worry.
you ever been to Long Island, bro?
There's certain parts.
That
certain
shit
parts.
is the hood. I don't know what you're talking about.
Ah, come on.
No,
Long
I'm
Island- yeah.
No, I was
That's
capping.
what I was. Yeah, that was
capping.
crazy.
No,
I was like,
I live in Long Island.
no, I was capping.
Like
Yeah,
I
no,
was in a
that
great
shit, that
neighborhood.
shit is straight birds.
What part of
It's
Long Island
birds.
is hood? Yeah.
Nah, it was
That's-
actually
Oh, I
like
was
very
talking in general,
uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable being in there, bro. They don't got sidewalks,
Oh yeah, they don't.
They don't got
There's
no
not-
sidewalks.
Sidewalks are very narrow.
bro. I was literally driving and like it was a really windy area, and everyone it was just a bunch of like middle-aged women walking their dogs in the middle of the day, and I was like, y'all don't got jobs? No, they don't
Word.
got jobs.
No,
They're living their
they're all
life,
working
bro.
remotely now.
Nah, these people don't got. They don't got jobs.
No, but
No,
everyone.
no. These specific people I'm talking about in this situation, they don't got jobs. That they were walking their dog. That's their job.
They're a dog walker.
No, they're housewives.
Oh, those. Oh, yeah.
Yes, they were
Oh,
just
what's-
housewives.
What you got
And like
against-
as I was driving up this windy path, they're just in the middle of the street, and I was like already a windy path, but I'm swerving around them. I'm like, yo,
what do you got?
move out the way.
What do you got against housewives?
I ain't saying nothing about wrong with no housewives.
Well, what about you,
Yeah.
EJ? What you been up to, man?
Same old. You know, just been working a lot, as you already know.
The man with the plan.
Yeah, man, the man with the plan. I've been working out more as well. Like I said, I've been doing a lot more running. Just want to build my energy up, man. I
What are
feel
you
like,
running from?
huh?
What are you running
Where am I
from,
running
bro?
Word, I don't know what I'm trying to run from, but you know, I just want that energy.
Running from your responsibilities?
Right?
No, he's
Papa
like,
EJ?
is it like Tom Cruise running from your gay thoughts? Remember the Family Guy running from his gay thoughts?
But and I even been walking to work too, which has been good. Even though I got the e-bike, but
Yeah,
I
if
just-
your work's close enough, yeah.
Huh?
What is it, 30-minute walk?
it's like 30-minute walk. Been doing that pretty consistently.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like I have more energy in the morning. I've never been a morning person, so I'm just trying to like, I guess have
Still not a
have more
morning
energy
person.
throughout the day.
I think I'm more of a morning person. I enjoy the morning more than. Well, I mean, I enjoy the night too, but like when I would work overnights, I fucking hated that shit. Like my whole rhythm, it was out of whack. It just didn't
See,
work.
when I worked overnights, it was more like, damn, I can't do anything because everything is closed and everyone I know is asleep.
Yeah, but I felt like it was
But-
like for me, it was like even like on a hormonal level Like it was just
Personally, I enjoyed being up that late because I was just like when I felt like I had the most energy.
I feel like I
Like,
have more energy in the beginning of the day, man. I'd be waking up feeling like godlike and powerful. I don't know what it is.
I wake up, I'm like, I don't feel like doing nothing, and then
Mm.
like I literally just sit there. Hours go by, the sun go down. I'm like, all right, let's go, let's do stuff.
Yeah.
Like I got that slow start perk, bro.
But my week has been pretty good, you know. At my job, I wasn't working as closely with the kids at first. Now I'm working more with the children, so I'm in the classrooms a lot more often. And there was something I was gonna tell you guys, something that happened that I thought was real funny. What was it? I'm
Love
trying to
that lady
remember.
again.
It was something crazy. No, not that. Something else, man. Something I saw right in front of me that I thought was wild. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Somebody got shot.
I don't remember. Nah, it was something. It was something funny. It was something funny. Where okay, well, I mean, I guess I'll talk about something I saw today. Where I guess this relates to the main topic too. I'm sitting there in the laundromat washing my clothes, and this guy, I don't know what happened, right? But it didn't seem to be that serious. This man was just cursing up a storm the whole time under his breath, like, "Yo, these fucking people, these
You know, I saw the same thing when I was on the train.
Yeah.
This lady, I think she was homeless. She was sitting there just cursing. That stinking bitch. That fucking bitch.
Well, see,
out here, that man drooling all over her. I was like, yo, what is going
See,
on? And I was very interested. I was like, I need the beginning, bro. Like, rewind.
Well, see, she has the benefit of being homeless, you know. Like this guy was just some random guy. I guess someone did something that he did not like, and he just couldn't forget about it. He had to keep.
Sometimes you gotta let it out.
Yeah, but like for that long, man, just like talk about this shit for like damn near
Yo,
10 minutes. I
Yo,
was like, okay,
sometimes you gotta let
relax.
it out.
Yeah, but in a
'Cause
lot.
imagine he was holding it in, and then he was in the laundromat, and it just was weighing on him. He's like,
No, I think it was something that happened in the moment. Like, what could have happened in the moment
who knows?
that got him that mad? It's like, what was it? The shit from the Boondocks? What's the quote from the Boondocks?
Oh, now I started thinking to myself, what could they? What was it? What
It's
could they have done to make that nigga that mad?
Yeah, or I think it was those niggas that mad. I think it was something like that.
Bro,
But,
you
I got
never
that
know.
clip
Like,
saved
it
in my
literally could be
phone.
anything. It could be anything.
Yeah, like because I mean, even that conversation, the girl you were talking about, and that does relate to what our topic too. I guess I'll segue into the topic after this. Like, she got me mad, and it wasn't like I was like like "Rrr," besides myself with rage or anything,
Yeah.
but it was more like she frustrated me because it was the dumbest conversation, like literally top 10 dumb conversations I've ever had in my life, where I never had to explain to someone how the scientific method worked. And first of all, for me to have to do that, I'm not a fucking scientist. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So for me to have to do this, it was weird. I was like, okay, what's going on? Like I was like,
Yeah.
everybody knows the scientific method, or at least I thought everybody knew it. I didn't
You'd be
know.
surprised.
Shit, I don't even know that. I know of it. I just don't know the finer details of
I
it.
don't remember the specific
Yeah.
steps either, but it's like
You know the
observe something.
basics.
Come up with a question.
Hypothesis.
Yeah, that question, hypothesis.
Yeah.
You come up with a question, then you like try to figure out like you try to repeat the things. Like, all right, say something stupid. Oh, like every time the train comes, I noticed this bird comes over
Yeah.
and does something. So you just wait. It's like, oh, I'll sit here and wait for the next train. If the next train comes and the bird comes, you mark it down and you do that a few times. Like, all right, yeah, it's true. Every time this train comes, this bird comes over. Something like that.
Trying to adjust this.
What are you doing?
Trying to keep it from.
But
from
what time
going
are we
low.
supposed to be going live then? That you have it scheduled for at 6 or 6:30?
Well, I scheduled it for 6, but I guess I'm just gonna cancel that because we're not live anymore.
No, but it'll just pick. Wouldn't it just pick up?
I think I fucked it up.
Yeah,
Well,
you should have left it.
Yeah, but it kept going low, so that's why
It's
I was trying
because it's really heavy on this side. Like this is supposed to be like a counterweight, but since it's all the way over, it's just too heavy.
I'll just hold it for now. It's all right. But anyways, oh man, I guess I should cancel that stream, shouldn't I?
Yeah, do it around.
Yeah, but I have to do it from my phone. It's annoying trying to do it from the phone.
Or just don't.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? Yeah, like punctuality, having standards, these things don't matter. Just
I
do
know
whatever.
you not talking.
Just do
I
whatever.
know this man not
Well,
talking.
didn't I get here?
I know
What time
this
did I
man-
get here?
Both of y'all gotta have a conversation.
What
This
time
man
did I
got
get
here
here?
early one time.
One time.
One
No.
time.
I mean, what was I? I was early
You
last
had my
time
man
too.
stressed
I was
in
early
the
last time, too.
airport, bro.
No,
I
it's
was
like
shaking in my boots.
it's like I was explaining. First of all,
Man.
you late all the time these days. It's not.
No,
easy.
I'm not.
What you been
No,
what
I'm
you been
not.
missing, man?
Dude, last
I'm not.
time we did something, I remember I said, "What happened? You're always so early," and you literally said to me, and I quote, "I stopped caring." This
Oh
is
yeah,
what you
when
said?
it comes to you, I was like,
Hey.
I don't expect this man to be
Come
early,
on.
so I don't come.
Come on.
If I'm meeting you, I'm just like I'm showing
It
up.
wasn't
when
just
I show
me
up.
though.
Yes, it was. It was you and who else? It was you and who else?
We were gonna- it was a
You don't
hangout
got no
thing.
one to say.
It was
That's
a
why.
hangout thing.
You
I don't
got
remember.
no
Who, I don't remember who the
Yeah,
fuck it
yeah,
was,
makes
but I just
sense.
know it wasn't just me.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't just me, and then
It
I
was
brought
just
that
you.
up.
Because I feel like when you mention a time that we supposed to meet up, let's say it's 9:30, I'm expecting you to be there at 10:30. Like I'm adding on time to that.
Yeah.
So
But anyway, it's Emilio who's the one who's really late. I show
come
up
on,
at
why you
least
gotta
on
throw him under?
time.
He's not even here.
Brother,
Man.
Emilio
Talk
doesn't
about
give a fuck.
America's back,
He
man.
doesn't.
Fuck.
He doesn't.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll be there at 4. It's like, he's gonna be here at 6, bro.
Yeah, like I get there within reasonable time. Like
Yeah,
I'll be there. If I'm being late, I usually let you guys know that I'm gonna
yeah.
be
You
late.
you definitely leave a message
Yeah.
notifying us. See you soon.
Yeah, see you
Right?
soon.
Like a movie that's coming out.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
definitely
eventually, I'll get there.
That definitely tells
I'm
us
on my
a lot.
way.
That
I'll
tells
show
us
up.
a whole bunch.
Yeah, because I don't want to
Like,
give
I know
you,
he's showing up. I just don't know when.
I don't want to give you guys a specific time and then I don't get there at that time. So that's why I'd be like, see you soon. Because like let's say like I'm
It's always his own
you
plans,
you
too.
have a phone. It tells you how far.
Nah, that shit's always that. You know.
no, it's not just that.
Shit is always
You don't
good.
know if that shit's telling you the truth. Because you might be there sitting on the train, right? Your phone tells you you're gonna get there at 5:20. You're on the train, some bullshit happens. Now you're gonna get there at 5:30.
How likely
You
is
know?
the bullshit to happen
On the train?
under
Are you
normal
serious?
On the
circumstances?
2 train, absolutely.
Exactly.
Positively.
Anything can happen.
The
Exactly.
2 train,
Yeah.
just expect.
And
yo,
the clo-
just don't even get on the 2 train.
The closer you start getting to Manhattan, the more likely some bullshit is gonna happen.
Well, if you're on the 4 train, you're good. 4 train,
Yeah,
good.
true,
Yeah.
true.
4 train.
Most times,
Unless you're taking that shit around 5 p.m.
Well, that's because everyone on the train then.
Yeah.
That's not the train's fault. That's people's fault.
Yeah.
Bro, literally coming here, the 6 train, right? Everyone packed on that bitch. I looked at it. I was like, no. I'm
Oh,
not
you took the
doing
train?
that. Yeah, I took the
Oh,
train.
interesting.
Started driving.
You usually drive.
yeah, definitely thought you was
Why would
driving.
I drive down here? Where I'm parking?
Bro, that was mad parking.
Where I'm
That
parking?
was mad parking.
You don't even know what parking look like. This man lying.
Yeah,
to my
was
face.
mad parking,
we
bro.
were just
Yeah,
outside there. That shit looked like
If there's an empty street, that means you can't park there.
you know, like in like fucking one of them Star Wars kind of movies where there'll be like some alien bazaar or some shit. That's what that's what that area downstairs looked like.
Oh, yeah,
And
it's
that,
like
wait,
mad
hold on,
vendors
hold
and
on.
stuff.
I gotta attack something you said.
What?
You said
You
where's
said
it? Where,
attack.
yes,
Go ahead.
attack
Go
or
ahead.
give you pushback or something. You said that where am I gonna park? That's never been an issue for you before. How many times we went?
What are you
we went
talking
When
places?
about?
have
I
when
mean,
have I ever just parked my car, Matt? Easy.
yeah,
You're never there when I'm parking the car.
Yeah, he's not there because
You're
me
never
and
there.
Ray.
You, but,
You know,
the
you know
point I'm
that
trying to make is you find a way.
you,
I
no,
find
I
a
do
way.
always find
You
a
want to know
way.
what me finding a way is? It's me parking 3 hours that way.
You know-
and then walking over here.
You want to know some of the reason why we would arrive late? Because I remember he's talking about the few times it's when I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there
Like
soon.
we went to
When-
Williamsburg a couple times.
when-
Like,
when I-
I'm just finding parking.
No, because when I would message
Yeah.
you,
How long was I
But
circling?
I
bro?
don't remember it taking that long.
See, but here's the thing,
Bro.
here's
I
the
was
thing.
there circling for like 15, 20 minutes.
remember when I'd message you, see you
Yeah.
soon. I'd be saying that from Ray's passenger seat. And the reason I would say see you soon is because this nigga's looking for parking or some shit. And I
Okay.
know, and that's why we showed up like 30 minutes late because we spent like 30.
I know it was taking
fucking-
that long.
It takes
Yeah,
mad
like
long.
30 minutes.
And
We
people
be,
in the passenger in the back seat, they just chatting away,
Yeah.
lollygagging. I'm out here hunting.
yeah,
Like,
literally.
damn, do I fit?
we
Like,
be-
fuck you guys.
Yeah, when
Fuck you guys.
Ain't nobody trying to look for you. Or
Yeah,
help
when we
you,
when we were going down there to Union, man, you'd be like half an hour, man, half an hour looking for parking. Half
Literally,
an
if
hour.
I was gonna bring the car, I would
Yeah.
have to come like an hour early just to anticipate finding some slots.
Yeah.
And I was not doing any of that. None of that.
Yeah. That
I was
man
like-
Gio in the passenger seat bumping to some music while you out here really
I don't
trying
know.
to
Usually I'm talking to him while he's
You're
driving.
talking to him.
I
like,
was
stop
not
talking to me,
dealing
I'm trying
with
to find
that,
parking,
bro. Nah, sometimes it really be that. I was like, yo, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to look.
I'm trying
Anyway, that's why I ain't
I'm,
drive.
try- I'm
You're
trying
crazy.
to brighten your day, man.
Nah.
You don't give me no. You see this guy?
Nah,
He's
bro.
crazy.
It's
Anyways,
because you haven't dealt with the struggle of finding parking.
and I
Especially
never,
when I had to drive my mom's larger car. I was like, this damn thing,
and I
the
never,
fucking SUV.
and I
Even
never,
less spots fit now.
and I never will. I'm gonna be like the guy from Treasure Planet where you didn't have the license, or ever. I forgot why he said he doesn't have a license. But anyways, let's actually get to talking about what we came here to talk about today. Actually, when I titled this, it's not going to matter anymore because it was set for live. When I titled it, because it was April Fools, right? And I planned on this coming out on April Fools, I set the title as uh we got into a heated debate about racial unity. That's not what it was about. It just I just thought that would be funny.
Probably
Right?
would have brought more people in though.
Exactly. But now it's not gonna matter anymore. I mean, I might still, go for
Yeah.
it and then just put, it was an April Fool's joke.
Nah, don't even cancel the live. Just leave it.
Oh, that's even funnier.
Just leave it.
Yeah.
Anyone ever asks, it's like, yeah, it was there. You didn't see it.
You just-
You didn't see it.
But anyways,
April Fool's been well, you can get it to
It was fun for you, I guess.
It's very fun. Very fun for me. Very fun.
all right. So I guess I'll talk about one of the things I was thinking about. So this happened to me. You guys saw this happen to me. So I watch a lot of, I guess you'd call it intellectual kind of content, right?
Yeah.
People usually like talking about various social issues. Sometimes they'll be debating, and I think one of I stuttering like a maniac now. But anyways, I prefer when it's like like a free flowing kind of conversation when people are just talking about things that they find interesting, that kind of stuff. And one type of content I hate that I really despise are online debates. I think online debates are some of the dumbest conversations I've ever seen in my life.
You
You've
mean online
engaged.
debate,
You've
though.
engaged in a bunch.
That's
of
the
them,
thing. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you mean like over comments or like?
No. I mean like when these people like Hassan, right? Like
Uh-huh.
Hassan Piker. When there are people who literally that's their whole career. Like I call them debate me bro.
Like when
It's my joke.
Sneeko and Abba go at it
Yeah,
over
and
a
like
stream.
these things are so dumb because like one of the reasons why I find these things so annoying is because like whenever these people are arguing, well, the thing with a debate, I remember saying this to you. The difference between a debate and a conversation is a debate is specifically about trying to win, Like it's more like a spectator sport. Like you're not arguing just for yourself. You're arguing for your, argumentative tactics
Yeah, for
to
the
be
judges and stuff.
yeah, to be judged and stuff. So when people enter debates, they're not trying to have a conversation. They're trying to win, right? And it's even worse when it happens with these online debates. All their arguments are like bad faith, just bad faith arguments where it's meant to be a trap to like trick the other person.
Yeah, it's a
They don't-
gotcha.
Exactly, a bunch of gotcha moments. A lot of the time, they're not even saying anything. Like I remember, I would speak to you guys about how I hate nuance trolling, where it's like the person keeps pointing out the nuances in something because they don't have an actual argument and they're just trying to like do an annoying contrarian thing, you know?
Yeah,
So-
I've been guilty of doing that.
Yeah, you
Time
do
to
that
time.
shit a lot.
Yeah.
Like you do that shit
Yeah.
very often.
I do.
But I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't watch this content too often, but the few times I have seen it, it really is just like these people aren't talking to each other; they're just like saying words, and that's why I don't watch it because I'm just like y'all aren't like you're not having a conversation. There's no like conclusion that is going to be drawn from like this discussion. Like I believe A, you believe B. I'm gonna say all the points I can, and hopefully bunch of people in the comment section or whatever really agree with me. And that's like the same. B is thinking the same thing. It's like it's all like trying to win over whoever's in the comment section. So after the video or the live is over, you get mad. People on Twitter be like, "Oh my God, A just smoked B
Yeah.
in this debate," and it's like,
Yeah.
then I go look at because like sometimes something on Twitter will be blowing up, and I'm like, all right, what's y'all talking about? And then I like see the little clips. I'm like, y'all flaming over this, bro? Over this shit? That's it. That's how I feel a lot of times. Like they didn't even say no heat, bro. I'd at least be into it if they were out here battle rapping, like really
Battle
dropping some
rapping.
bars, bro. Like if they really came with the punch. Nah, it's just some real
Yeah.
like
Yeah. Yeah, it's
little
even
bit.
it's even worse because when you watch like Hassan, right, when he's talking, he has like you can see his chat in real time, like
Mhm.
the chat. I don't watch any of his videos, like actually sit there and watch him. I'll see clips maybe because you guys know I kind of despise that guy, but it's like, but like,
He don't come after you now.
nah, he doesn't care about me. I'm small potatoes.
Yeah, you
But-
like this small time loser thinks he can talk to me, a whole me. I
Oh,
love that phrase,
jeez.
bro.
a whole me.
I love that phrase.
I would never debate him because even if like we were to get into like some kind of beef somehow by the grace of God, he noticed me. He deigned
Noticed
to,
me?
to notice me, right? So like if we were to get into some debate, it would be the biggest waste of time because like I said, he's the king of bad faith arguing tactics. Like there'd be no point in talking to that guy because you're not gonna have a real conversation. But when like with his things, right? You can see real time his comment section, like the people talking. And like you just said, it's like a big echo chamber where they're all just agreeing with what he says. He'll say something that I think is like so dumb, like the dumbest thing I've ever heard, and you'll see the comments like owned, owned. I was like, these people are
If you
these people
are in his
sad.
comment section, and you say something you don't agree with, he'll clip it and make you a video next week. Like,
But yeah, remember what
or
he
he'll just ban you straight up.
remember what he said when the trans person said something
Yeah,
about,
I remember.
and he was like, "You are just a trans person." Remember he said
Yeah,
he
I was
fucking
like, what
ridiculed
the?
them. He ridiculed them.
And Mans didn't even say anything out of pocket either. He was just like, yeah, I think he was just like, I think you debating like this person because like he lost the debate or something. He's like, yeah, I feel like you doing that kind of like what was it?
Basically, he was saying that like you're not knowledgeable
Yeah,
enough on
you
these
weren't
issues.
knowledgeable enough. It made us look bad. That's what he was saying.
Yeah.
He's like, you made us look bad. And he was like, you're just a trans person. You don't know what you're talking about. And it's like,
It's
bro, you were
crazy.
talking about trans issues, and you are actually
crazy.
not a trans person.
Yeah, that's crazy,
That's-
man. It's
My-
crazy.
And but like, who cares at the end of the day? Like he doesn't care. His
Yeah.
bills are paid.
I think that's the problem I have with the online debates is you don't know if they genuinely believe what they're arguing about.
I know they don't.
And a lot of it, like regardless of how it plays out, if they win or lose, they're getting views, they're getting money
Yeah.
to like have these arguments. So at the end of the day, I kind of do look at it as like more of a spectator sport. Between them, it's just like they wanna say something that is going to attract more views, even if it's controversial, even if it's something that is like asinine or whatever.
Yeah.
In the comment section, like they'll see who's like commenting and who's tuning in and like what is the opinion that a lot of people are agreeing with, and they'll just like kind of follow that trend or that wave. Like we were seeing it with people coming out of nowhere in the red pill community space, and that seemed like a popular path to go down.
Yeah, they're still doing
So
that, man.
now you
I
see
mean,
it
that's
just
kind
like
of what happened to Cinco.
you seeing more people just subscribe to that kind of thinking, and it's just more of like, do you actually believe this stuff, or are you just trying to get a check out of it? So I
Definitely
don't,
just trying to get checked.
that's the questions that I'll be thinking about when like we look at these online debates.
Yeah, sometimes I refuse to believe that they
Yeah.
believe that. They'll say something so stupid, like there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way he believes it.
Like I
there's
know
no
people
way.
can change, but like because all of their content is recorded, you can literally just go back and just see it's like they're literally just like arguing against themselves. Like if you take them yesterday versus today, they're just arguing different things. And like if anyone points that out to them, they'll like wave it off or like push it on the rug. It's like because they don't believe what they're
You know,
saying.
that's a great point. Arguing
Like, they
against
don't.
themselves, because even in their conversations, they're arguing against themselves. They're not engaging the other person.
Mhm.
Like they're not having a conversation. They're just. It's like I forgot. I think we were talking about this where it's like people will do this thing where they have like a preset where they think the destination of this conversation is going. So they're arguing against the arguments they think you're gonna make,
Yeah,
and they'll just yeah
yeah, it's happened all the time.
yeah yeah
Or like I'll make a statement and then someone will say something to go, bro, where did that even come from?
yeah. People
Like
do
what,
that. to me a
that
lot.
didn't have anything to do with what I said. Like the one of the last times I had like a really heated argument, bro. I got dropped into this random Discord with a bunch of people I kind of knew, half didn't know, and bro, we were literally a bunch of people who had zero political like alignment. Were all just yelling at this one guy because he was saying the stupidest shit, bro. And like you can tell he wasn't listening to what anyone was saying. He was just spitting out the same things over and over again.
Mhm.
And I literally like said it. I was like having this heated ass like rebuttal to him. And I was like, honestly, bro, I know you're not even listening to anything I say. And like, because like watch, I'm saying this to you right now, and you're not even gonna reply to it. And then he goes off rambling about whatever. And I was like, see, you didn't even reply to the fact that I said you weren't gonna reply to the thing I just said. And he was like, no, I was listening. What did I just say then? He was like, I was like, exactly, shut the fuck up. Like, and I stopped talking. I was like, I'm not talking to you no more. Like,
Is that a deal breaker? That
yeah,
one time they weren't.
absolutely. Bro, why am I talking to you if you're
Yeah.
not talking to me?
True.
I have a theory on who this was. I'm not gonna
Nah,
say it.
you don't know him.
Okay.
You've
okay.
never met. He's some guy from Cali. You've never met
No,
him.
it sounds
Yeah,
like.
you met him through playing like online gaming or
Nah,
friend
You
of a friend.
You
Nah.
think this is high enough, right?
Nah.
nah.
You think this is high enough?
I don't know. Ask
You just happen to be out there. Who was the?
bro. You asking the wrong questions. Nah, I met him at school when I was upstate.
Okay.
He fucking drove
Oh,
from
okay, got you.
Cali
So he's
all the way
he's
over
from there.
here to go to school, and he would do this like every break. And I was like, "You're kind of crazy."
I mean,
Cause I could,
that should have been your first clue not to argue with that guy.
bro. It wasn't even like we started like, all right, we're gonna have this like debate. Come join in. We were just chatting, chilling, and then it got into some weirdness. And bro, and I'm talking about no one out of the 4 people against him, not one of us agreed on anything, but we all agreed that this man is dumb.
Yeah.
So that's how you know you're saying something stupid. When
Yeah.
you if you get left, right, middle, orange and blue, all just being yo, bro,
Yeah,
you're not on it.
At some point, it has to be you, right?
Yeah, at
It's
some
like-
point it's like, yo, come on, what are you doing here?
Yeah, it's funny because I think that's the worst part about this whole like online debate kind of community, this whole argumentative thing we have going on, is I shouldn't have coughed right into the mic like that. But anyways,
Gotta
it
get
can,
closer.
yeah, it convinces people that they should care about issues that have no relevance to them, that don't matter. They'll develop all these like trendy, controversial opinions, and like you can hear it, man. Like they will say something, and I stop and think. I'm like I wonder. Like I mean, like in real life,
Mhm.
like one some of the girls in my job, they'll say stuff, and you can hear as they're saying it that it's like rehearsed, as in like they picked up on this from someone else. They heard someone else say it on the internet, and they're just regurgitating this
Yeah,
thing.
regurgitating.
Yeah, because I'll hear what they're saying, and like it's not even just what they're saying will sound really dumb. Like it's this very generic thing, but then on top of that, you'll look at their eyes and the way they're saying it, and it's like they're doing suddenly they're talking as if they're in a movie, like they're acting, and I'm just like, oh shit, this is some shit that they picked up from the internet.
Some ultra programming going
Yeah,
on.
some ultra programming, and it's so funny because like the closest I can think of this, like in terms of in like, I think I mentioned this to Ray, is I would say like whenever people talked about, I guess since we just talked about red pill stuff, cold approach, right? Something that people would say that killed me every time. They'd be like, "Oh, uh, you should just meet women naturally. You shouldn't cold approach." And I remember thinking in my head, I was like, Wouldn't that be cold approaching?" I was like,
Yes.
"It's like."
Yes.
I was like, it was something they heard. Meet people naturally. They just heard that, so they just kept repeating it.
But that's a thing. That's a problem I have with a lot of that sort of content and kind of people in general, where they will say things and not even understand what they mean when they say it. And then I will look them dead in their face and be like, "Nah, explain what you just meant." And then they can't do it. They just can't explain it. It's like, no, just explain it. Like, I'm trying to understand what you're trying to understand here. Like, what do you mean by that? And then they can't sit there and articulate the point. And usually it's
Yeah.
because it is something that they are just like repeating.
They
And
don't-
honestly, I won't even lie. I feel like a part of this, like a big portion, is to blame on the school system because that's how they teach you. Like, it wasn't like, hey, I want you to understand what's going on here. It's just 2 + 2 is 4. When I give you a paper that says 2 + 2, what do you put?
You don't question it. Yeah.
What's the answer, bro?
4.
Why?
No,
See,
it's-
they never ask you
we
that. They
took
never
it-
ask you
we-
why. They
I
never
mean,
ask
but
you
there's
why.
certain there's certain information that there is no. You don't need to question. Like
But I can
obviously,
explain why.
obviously with math, it's straightforward.
But
No,
I
but
can
the-
explain
Ray,
to you
Ray,
why,
Ray, You
right?
forget the answer is 5 because
No, we're not talking about that video.
it's
We're not talking
racist.
about. No, we're not talking
It's
about.
but
That.
then
racist for it
you'll
to
be
be
the person
4.
that's always like, why to everything? Or why this? Why that?
I literally have a physics degree. That's literally how you end up with a
Yeah.
physics degree.
That's the job of a scientist.
Or philosopher.
Or a
yeah.
Philosophers are just scientists, bro.
Yeah.
There's a different kind of scientist.
But yeah, no, like it really like dawned on me that people don't understand why anything, like even something like you might think is objective, like math,
Yeah.
why it is. They just be like, I don't know, just cause.
Yeah, it's hilarious because
You do got to challenge certain things, but it's also
within
the,
reason.
Within reason, like
Yeah.
there are just some things we don't have the answer to, and you're just gonna drive yourself crazy. Like you probably experienced that, right? Going down that rabbit hole of trying to discover why something was a certain way or trying to find meaning behind it.
And just
So-
just having to
So
accept.
now we
that
got
some
to the
things-
point where we're not challenging anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, actually, I think we reach a point. It's weird, right? Because you're right in that people don't challenge things internally in their heads,
Mhm.
but they challenge vocally for no reason. They challenge all sorts of shit. Like they just argue shit for no reason. Like they'll just argue with you for no reason. Like you'll say something, and they'll just start arguing with you, and it's weird because you can tell that the person, and this is a side effect of, I guess, of watching all this stupid debate content and having such contentious content across like YouTube and
Yeah.
TikTok and all that stuff. They'll just start arguing with you, And you can tell that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. That's one thing. Like when I was talking to those girls about the scientific method, they didn't know what the fuck they were talking about, but they were still arguing with me, which was weird, right? I was like, they're just pulling shit out of their ass for some reason.
Because you
Peop-
can't lose. You're not allowed to
Yeah,
lose, bro.
people do that.
You
Like,
know what happens when you're wrong?
you die.
Yeah.
You go to
And
Being
hell.
wrong
lot
is
of
the
people-
worst
a lot of people-
possible thing.
Worst possible thing that ever happened is
A lot of
to be
people
wrong.
be making
Again, blaming the
arguments.
school system for that one.
A lot of
Standardized testing.
I was gonna say,
Bro, but imagine you raise your hand and you give a wrong answer. Your teacher, bro, when I was in college and I gave a wrong answer when I was learning a new language. My teacher looked at me like I was the stupidest person she ever seen in her life. And I was like, brother, I don't know the language. That's what I'm here for. But it was really like you're supposed to
Expecting you to
already
know.
have the right
Yeah,
answers,
expecting you to
bro.
know.
It's like I
Yeah.
put it on board and you absorb and that's it. There's nothing else.
Yeah, bad teacher.
But I was gonna say a lot of people like they make their arguments based off of other people's experiences. They're not talking directly from theirs. So when you're talking about like regurgitating or rehearsing these arguments, is because they had conversations with people that actually went through those experiences instead of like speaking directly from their own or just going down just going down this research where you actually come to a full understanding. It's more of what someone told you.
Or perhaps it's even worse. The person has not gone through the thing and they're just saying shit. And this person is taking what they said as truth, and now they're talking from a
And they don't know that. They don't
yeah,
know that they didn't go through that shit.
yeah, they don't know at all. It's like
not saying that you gotta experience everything to to be able to form that argument, but it definitely helps when you have that firsthand experience.
But it gets to a weird point where it's like you were saying, like I shouldn't have to question everything, right?
Yeah.
But I do agree that you have to question some things. So like I don't think necessarily it's wrong to like hear about other people's experiences, right? And then we'll be like, hey, this is bad and we should do something about it. But I feel like a lot of the times it is just like the most cherry picked example. And they will like use that and it's like, see, this happened this one time, and that's it. That's it. It's like it happened once. And it's like, but like 99.999% of the time it doesn't happen. Yeah. In fact, in that story in which you say it did happen, they kind of did it themselves actually. Like they did it. They're like, what's going on?
Or what people will do, I guess the reverse of that. And this is another side effect of all this debate content. It's like they'll do the thing where, remember, we've had so many conversations on this about how people don't understand statistics.
Oh yeah, people don't understand statistics.
I developed a list.
Yeah, the whole idea behind what do you make of the data or the results.
Yeah, like they don't know what the hell they're talking about.
You get a different interpretation.
Like they'll look at some data, right, and just develop this like, what's the word I'm looking for? This like, damn, what's the word I'm looking for to describe what I'm trying to think? They'll develop this like objective belief based off like abstract information and numbers, right? Mm-hmm. And you're looking at it, you're like, well, I mean, like the point of statistics is usually it's not like you can correct me if I'm wrong. It's usually not to develop like objective beliefs, more so maybe to serve as like, I want to say like reference material or supplemental material for other ideas and like or theories and that kind of thing, right?
Well, it depends, right? Like if I'm like that bird example, right? Yeah. Like statistically, that bird shows up 100% of the time.
Yeah.
But it doesn't tell me why the bird shows up.
Exactly.
Like, I have no idea what.
I think it depends on the subject itself.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
But like from that example with the bird, where like every time the train shows up, the bird shows up. I could come to a conclusion that the bird shows up because it likes the sound of the train.
Yeah.
But what I didn't notice is that like these conductors on these trains are like throwing like they're like trash into the bin right here, like and they usually miss. And then the birds know that, so they're going for because I didn't look that deep. Yeah, this is just an example.
Yeah, I mean that's perfect. Like that's exactly the point I was trying to make. So they'll look at this information and they won't know like the sometimes it can honestly just be random. That's another funny thing people don't understand about statistics. And this was hilarious. When I got into the conversation with a woman about this, a woman that I used to work with, her and some other people, right? And the reason I mentioned her specifically is because she was a scientist, is what she said to me. Right? It's like so funny.
Everyone's a
So
scientist,
I
bro.
forgot what I said. We were having a conversation. Oh yeah. All right. So it was about reincarnation for some reason. And then this kid like said a bunch of things that happened to align apparently with some person who died a while ago. And they were saying that this was evidence that reincarnation was real. Remember, again, this is a scientist saying this, right? So she says, and I don't have anything against reincarnation or anything, right? I believe in a lot of different things. But the conversation was weird because they were using it as like evidence that reincarnation is real. And I was like, I mean, that doesn't really mean anything. I was like, he could have gotten lucky a couple of times. Like, we don't, it's like you watched a video that was edited. You don't know how many things he got wrong or like that, or you don't know if he was coached. I was like, he didn't really prove
Oh,
anything.
yeah. These kids are always coached.
Yeah. Or I was like, he could have just gotten lucky. It could have been you, misconstruing and like arranging the information after the fact to match what he said. And then I was like, because randomness, I told her, exists as a thing in science and statistics. And she's like, nothing is random in science. That's what she said to me. And this is the scientist. You know what she meant by scientist? She works at a pharmacy.
She works at a
Yeah.
pharmacy. That's it.
That's why
the
she's a
extent.
scientist. Yeah. Now she's
That's the extent.
studying.
It's not like
Yeah.
pharmacists aren't scientists, but it's
Yeah.
like you
Wasn't
are the
expecting that.
pharmacist or you stocking the shelves.
She's a pharmacist.
She
She was like studying this stuff, which is why
okay.
it was weird to me that she didn't, that she said that.
There's randomness in there.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a lot of randomness.
You want to know
There's
why?
things you just don't know yet.
You want to know why she probably said that? You understand it more probably because you studied physics and shit. So there's a lot of esoteric and like
There's literally a
abstract.
thing called chaos theory.
Yeah.
And like one of the
Oh,
labs
we
I had
learned
to do
we learned about that.
was literally just like you filled the thing with water and you had to watch it go left or right.
Yeah.
And every single person who does the experiment will have radically different data
Yeah.
because random.
Yeah. Yeah, like that's a thing people don't understand, that sometimes you're looking at some statistics and you're trying to make meaning of it, but there is no meaning to it. Like I remember sometimes, yeah, like it's just something that occurs and they don't like, or we just don't know why yet, right?
Yeah,
like-
we might not know why yet.
And then you're developing all these objective truths about reality that just aren't really based in reality at all, because you don't know what you're talking about. You're just inventing shit and adding it. Like I remember I was reading a book about this where it was during World War II, and I think what happened is, oh yeah, all right. So they were flying planes and you'll notice their planes kept getting downed, right? Around this area. So they determined, oh, it must be that there's like a secret German force hidden there. And then this data scientist had to come and show them that no, actually, the attack pattern is random. Like, like there's no mole, there's no one secret German thing. It's literally just that randomly at some time these Germans are shooting up in the sky and hitting your planes as they see them. I was like, there's no reason to change your. They were about to change their whole strategy and start doing shit for no reason. He had to explain to them, no, I'm a data scientist. This is clearly random data. So yeah, that's
literally a thing. There are outliers for a reason, because sometimes when you're gathering data, you're just like, yeah, I was doing it. Everything was very, very normal, except for that one point over there. I don't even know how that happened.
Yeah.
It was an anomaly. I can't replicate it. I'm throwing it out.
Yeah.
You just throw it out.
Yeah. So like that's I remember another example I can think of this to show you that people, because like everyone, when you get into an argument with people, and you can easily tell you're arguing with an NPC, right? Or someone who just is not thinking. Like they're just saying random shit. They'll start quoting statistics at you, right? And like it won't have any relevance to what you're talking about.
Oh man.
It won't.
Oh man, that guy, that one individual.
Random statistics. You're just like, what the fuck does this have to
Jesus,
do with what we're
please.
talking about? And like I remember I was they'll start to show themselves with the information they're getting from these statistics. Like
You look at the
things
source, you're like, I see.
But like I remember one time I'm in this YouTube comment section. I didn't say anything because I realized this would be a pointless endeavor, right?
Oh, that's when you found the article? You talking about when you found the article? And
Which
then,
article?
I don't remember what it was about, but you saying you pulled the article and then
Oh, no, that was
and then-
another
Well,
discussion.
that
That
was-
was
yeah.
insane.
they said that, oh, but I didn't say this. This is exactly what you said.
Yeah, that was crazy. That shit drove me. I went insane for about 5 minutes after that
That's what
conversation.
I'm saying.
But,
You forward too much energy to this.
oh yeah,
It's crazy.
that was one of that was a character development moment.
That
in
had
my
to be,
life.
yeah.
That was
had to be eye opening.
that was a turning point.
yeah.
That was like,
You're like, is this what I'm gonna become?
yeah.
You just left.
Yeah. I think I left that group pretty soon after that because I
What
was
were
like,
you
this is
going on
crazy.
about?
So I was in this comment section, and it was like some guys, some younger, black men, and there was like an older white guy, and like I don't know what happened. There was remember, there's no context here. We've entered this video mid fight, not fight, but like argument. These guys are threatening him. They're gonna hurt him or whatever. So we don't know what happened, right? And then you look at the comments. I remember one of the comments was like, "Remember, don't judge people by their skin color. Judge them by the FBI crime statistics." Right?
Oh
And
yes, I remember you sent that. You sent that image.
yeah. And the reason this is funny is because I know what he's referencing, right? And like you look at the FBI crime statistics, and it will show that like in terms of like African Americans, they'll say, oh, they commit this the lion's share of violent crime or whatever.
We knew a guy
But
who
then
loved to say that to us.
Yeah,
Love
yeah,
to say that
yeah.
to us.
But the reason why this is such a dumb argument, I remember we were talking about this, is because I was like, well, if you were to actually look at the information and
Mhm.
actually look at where they're getting it from, you would see that there are factors in place as to why this happens. One, they usually it's people who are like from a like a one of
Lower
lower economic
socioeconomic,
rung, but
yeah.
it depends on the area too, because some
Yeah.
areas are worse than others. It'll be like that, lower economic rung. On top of that, the people that they're committing violent crimes against are other black people. So like the likelihood that you're gonna randomly bump into the one fucking blood disciple just walking down the street is so stupid. So it's
Yeah.
like, why would you judge somebody based off these abstract statistics you saw on the fucking FBI website?
Well, it's because of the way I'm on the science back school system. It's just the way that we were taught that like this is how statistics work.
Mm.
Like XYZ equals ABC. And it's like, no,
Yeah.
that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, because they're not questioning why or where things come from, they're just like, all right, statistically, black people do XYZ. So when I see a black person, I gotta think, damn, there's a 45% chance that this person gonna do something bad to me.
It's like that whole idea with
brother,
the
what?
like,
Where you
like
at?
like people lie, but numbers don't lie. But it goes
Numbers lie
along
all
with
the
That's the
time.
other
But
part.
that's what I'm saying. Numbers could be manipulated. So in a way, it is
Exactly.
That
it is
that's
carrying a certain narrative behind it.
that's
That
a
is-
part.
That
That's
isn't true.
that's a part of why when people don't understand statistics and they try using it to make arguments,
Yeah.
it's real dumb. Because
Especially like, yeah, those statistics show that thing, but the organization who is gathering that information,
Yeah.
I gotta put information in air quote. They don't want you to know the truth. They get the fuck
bias,
wrong
there
with
could
you.
be a bias to who's gathering the information. Like
the fuck.
like I remember you guys have probably heard of the frogs are gay kind of thing, the meme or whatever, the Alex Jones
Yes.
thing. So like the
It wasn't
truth,
a meme though.
yeah, it was true, but the story behind that, like when he made that shit become funny. But the real story behind that was this scientist. There was like a medicine that when he was testing it on frogs, one it I think it made the frogs become homosexual, like they were doing things with male frogs. But then, but then the other part about it that was crazy was it started like fucking affecting their genitals, and like they would start to develop like female genitalia and shit.
They became
And
hermaphrodites.
yeah, they became hermaphrodites, and like the next generation would like it was crazy. Like they had both sets of genitals,
Yeah.
right? So all he said, he was like, "Yo, maybe we shouldn't be giving humans this stuff. It's having this effect on frogs. We need to find out if this will affect humans in some way, right?" So what ended up happening, it became a big controversy because the organization he worked for or the company he worked for, they didn't want this information getting out. So they ruined his fucking credibility in his life. They tried to make him seem like he was a crackpot and insane, this company. And then here's the best part of the story that relates directly to what you're talking about. They redid his experiment, right? And they used their own set of like rules. Like you know how there's general lab
Mhm.
principle and that kind of stuff. They developed a new rule book, new guideline with their own equipment and redid the experiment. And guess what? Coincidentally, it no longer did what the first scientist said. Isn't that crazy? Is that interesting?
Bro, there's so many things where if you look at who is funding the research, which is a thing, you got to look at who's funding this research. Like oranges don't have that much vitamin C.
Mm.
Like you want a lot of vitamin C, eat a banana. Eat a fucking banana. You want to know why that like idea got prolificated? Because guess who had a lot of oranges? Some nigga with a lot of money. And he's like, hey, bro, tell everyone that, like this is good for you. Now he's sitting pretty, making mad money from orange juice. That's it.
Yeah.
That's how that happens. Milk,
it's all money driven.
you don't need to
Yeah,
drink milk to get strong bones. You can get
Yeah.
calcium from a lot of other places. But you know who had a lot of milk? Some nigga with a lot of money. And now you out here peddling milk to children from the school.
Like milk to children.
Bro, why the fuck were we drinking milk at lunch, bro?
with
Or with pizza.
With fucking pizza, sloppy Joe. Why the fuck were we drinking milk? When have we ever drunk milk at lunchtime?
Never.
Never in your life.
Yeah, I'm
When
trying
you
to-
go to school and that's just normal. That's not normal.
Yeah, it's normal in school. I'm trying to think
Who the
outside
fuck drinks
of school.
milk?
I would see kids just wolfing down some milk. and
That was me.
Like, not-
I was drinking bad milk.
Chocolate
not
milk.
not questioning it. Like, yo, what are we?
Yo, I
drinking
did
right
not
now?
question
What
that
are
What are
we-
we,
shit.
what are we drinking right now? Oh my god.
Oh, bro, and at the end, at the fucking bottom of the thing, you see it like all running, and you're just like, eh. Open another one.
yeah, I'm
Fucking
trying to,
weird.
anytime I've drank milk, it was just on its own. Like it's just like, randomly I just drink a cup of milk for some reason.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah,
weird,
it's
yeah.
a weird
But
thing I
people
used to
do
do.
it, though, so-
Yeah, I used to just
Nah, he
drink
doesn't.
milk.
He's fucking weird.
I used
My
to
cousin
drink
used
milk.
to those Kraft sliced cheese
Oh,
that come in the
jeez.
pack.
Don't
and
even
he
finish
used to
that
just take
sentence.
them out and just eat them with nothing. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
I used to do that too. I don't know.
That's
He
the
used to do
shit.
that. He used to do
Oh
that too.
my god.
Yo, I don't know what it was. I was just like, it was like I wasn't hungry, but I kind of wanted to snack on something. I was like,
Nah, man,
piece of
that's
cheese.
that's worse.
just a
Get
piece
some
of
bread or
cheese.
something.
Yeah,
man.
that's
Nah, I don't know. It was just piece
that's
of cheese.
that's worse than the kid who eats glue, man. That's crazy.
No, come on. Now you're capping, bro.
Nah, I'm
Worse than the
sorry.
kid who eats
That's
glue.
that's some
Yo,
psychopath
you're
shit.
crazy.
To take a piece of cheese outside of a packaging and just eat it?
Because they literally be selling them.
What are
shit.
you, a rodent?
Nah, that's crazy. Because they sell those Belvita cheese things. So they sell cheese sticks.
That's
Yeah,
different.
No, it's
That's
not
different.
fucking
That's
different.
different.
No, fuck
It's
you.
psychopathic to take
Yo,
some cheese out of some
cheese is
flat
cheese.
cheese. It's psychopathic.
Cheese.
It's psychopathic to take some flat cheese
Nah,
out of
fuck
the
you.
packaging and to eat it.
Nah, fuck you.
That's just
You're
weird.
crazy.
Because you got,
Cheesist.
cause then Jesus. Because then to eat it, you gotta be
It
like,
wasn't like we would like. I remember my cousin
Nah,
used
bro,
to
you
do
just
that.
like you peel it.
We
bro.
were
You
never in situations. There would never be a situation where there wasn't like bread or something to accompany
he
it.
put the cheese in the milk. I thought he put the cheese in the milk.
No,
Oh
what
my
the fuck? That's weird. All right, that would be
That would be
crazy.
disgusting. I would never talk to you again.
I don't think
If
I
you
talk
did-
to someone like that either, bro.
I would think so.
There was never situations where he couldn't like that's all that was in the crib. Like he couldn't complement that with something like bread, like putting in bread or
Look,
even
man,
with
there's
crackers.
nothing wrong with just eating a piece of cheese. It's just a piece
It's
of
odd
cheese.
though.
Yeah, but it
man.
has
you
to
gotta
be-
admit it's odd.
No,
though.
here's the thing.
No, I'm
with
not
the,
gonna do it.
here's
If the French can do it, I can do it. Fuck
It's
it.
not wrong.
No,
with
no,
it, but
here's
it's
the-
odd.
The
here's
Italians are out here
Here's the thing.
shoving Parmesan up their ass. I can eat a piece of cheese. Like, fuck out of here, bro.
Up their ass.
It was an exaggeration.
Interesting.
They just really like
You just
Parmesan
offended
out
an
there.
entire country. Like, you just
April
I'm
Fools.
kidding.
He's just playing April Fools. April Fools.
Yeah, it's a joke.
no, but there's a thing, man. The cheese has to be a certain shape. It cannot be.
Well, you
a
only
flat,
like triangle.
two-dimensional.
You only like triangle cheese, bro.
Yeah, it has to look like the
It
way.
gotta, it gotta look
like
like,
Tom
it's
and
out of
Jerry.
church.
Tom and Jerry. It gotta have the holes in it too.
Only Swiss cheese. You can only eat Swiss cheese by itself.
Oh my god.
Out
But
of
yeah.
here, bro.
Gotta be that cube shaped cheese.
I like how we were just sitting there having this whole conversation about contentious conversations and how people never try to find middle ground. And then we started arguing.
There's no
about
middle
cheese.
ground for this. Y'all niggas is
No middle
bugging.
ground.
That's it.
You got some people that choose to do weird things like Ray. And other
Nah,
people
bro.
that don't.
Apparently your cousin too.
Yeah.
This shit shout out to your
Yeah.
family.
Shout out to your family.
You be alright. You be alright.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I've ever.
Nah, but drinking milk is still weird.
I've eaten lunch meat, like by itself.
So you out here just grabbing the ham, grabbing the pastrami,
Yeah.
but I
That-
can't eat a
that's-
piece of cheese.
That's more sensible to me. That's more sensible to me. I don't know.
You having this thin ass piece of ham, and you
Nah,
okay
but
shoving
nah.
meat in your
Nah,
mouth. but
Ray,
I can't have a piece
oh
of
my
cheese.
god.
Nah, because I'm having a
Oh
piece
my
of cheese.
God. Oh my
But y'all
God.
okay with that shit?
Nah,
Nah,
we're
you're fucking crazy.
we support pride. That's
What
why.
does that have to do with anything?
That's why we show
bro? That
meat in
shit's
Tom House.
crazy.
Yeah, I just,
You don't have to be that vulgar with it, man.
Yes,
oh,
I
I thought
Yes,
that's
I
what the
did.
joke. I thought
That
you were
was exactly
making
what I
that
was
joke.
doing. That was
Okay.
exactly what I was doing.
That's why.
That was
I said
exactly
that.
what I was doing.
But yeah, there was actually a study saying that cheese is more
Cap.
healthy for you when it's in the triangle shape
Cap.
and looks just like it does in the
Cap.
cartoons.
Yeah,
Is
there
it?
you go. There you go with them studies and statistics. There you
I'm
go.
just joking.
I'm gonna fund a cheese thing to make sure that
Cheese
everyone
thing.
knows that Kraft singles is the best.
It's the best
Kraft
cheese.
singles.
All you gotta do is have.
Bro, I
a-
wouldn't be surprised if I go on the internet right now find that Kraft actually made someone do a study. You know why it's called Kraft singles and not Kraft cheese?
Why?
Because they don't got enough cheese in it to be called cheese.
Oh yeah, the shit's plastic. It's just not
But I'd be
cheese.
sitting there eating that shit.
That shit is plastic, surrounded by
You about to
plastic.
body some when you get home. You probably got some in the fridge.
Nah, bro.
We made him start
I gotta
thinking
get some
of
Ritz
it.
crackers
Yeah.
though. I gotta,
Oh,
cracker and cheese.
Ritz crackers.
I'm
with
out here
cheese.
saying these brand names like I'm sponsored, bro. They not
Lunchables.
sponsoring me.
Lunchables.
Oh yeah, like the fucking ham and cheese ones. I don't even know. They really got us Americans eating this garbage too,
Yeah.
but we were excited to do it.
Yeah, we were excited to drink the milk, or like the food pyramid.
Oh yeah, that's cap. The food pyramid's actually cap.
Yeah,
Actually cap.
Well, you work in the school, right? What is the like? Are
Yeah,
you
they
around?
give-
Are you around during lunch?
they
Is
give
it the
him
same?
milk. Yeah, they give it. They still
Yeah.
give him milk. A
Bro,
lot.
it
And
promotes
it's
strong bones.
It's so fucking weird because I remember they were eating like some.
Offer some water, bro. Like, God,
They have
no,
water.
that ass would probably be
They-
cheaper
they,
too.
They have water. They have water thing that you, but they have to go get up and get the water. Isn't that insane? They don't just give them water.
I'm
They have
coming,
to go
I'm
get
coming
it.
back
wondering,
from
would it
lunch,
be
my
And you
breath- my
know-
breath is kicking.
You know the kids.
Straight milk,
Because the
like,
kids, one, you know, kids in
crazy.
general are not going to get up and go get some water. Like I remember I was reading this
I'm not
book.
getting up at lunch. Bro.
Yeah, I remember
I'm
I was-
sitting here eating what I got.
I remember I was reading this book, and it was talking about how in order to get people to start drinking more water, what they did is they started making the water more readily available, and then people. But this water is all the way on the other end of the cafeteria, so they're not going to go get that water. But then on top of that, a lot of the children in my school
Yeah.
are disabled, right? So you know they're definitely not going to get up and
Yeah.
go get that water.
Yeah.
They
Definitely.
like to eat their specific things in a very specific way. You should see these
Definitely.
kids. Like there's one kid. Speaking of lunch meat, he his mom. I don't know why his mom wouldn't just stop preparing it this way. She gives him the
She probably
sandwich.
try.
Yeah, she gives him
probably
the
tried.
sandwich. No, I'm saying she should just relent because she gives him
Yo,
the
bro.
sandwiches.
Sometimes when you're a kid, you're just being that kid. You're just like, here, have it. It's okay.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what because she gives him a sandwich, right? And every time he removes the bread and only eats the meat and the cheese, and he leaves the bread. So I was like, why does she keep wasting the bread if she knows he's not gonna eat it?
Because in her mind, she's probably like, what am I gonna put it on?
Oh, you know what's crazy? It's probably that he literally needs to remove the bread. He probably wouldn't eat it if the bread was.
Or
it's
maybe
probably-
maybe he doesn't recognize it as food. If it's just he's like, what is this?
Yeah.
Maybe it's in the sandwich form. He's like, sandwich.
Probably
Yeah.
something beyond it.
yeah, he's a
Yeah.
funny kid. Like I like that kid.
Who
a lot.
knows? Like, they have a bunch of quirks.
Yeah, I like. The reason I like him a lot because he has his quirks, right? And one of his quirks is he loves Super Mario Brothers, and that's all he talks about. And I just find that shit so funny. Whenever you ask him something, oh, what's your favorite thing? What's your favorite this? He finds a way to start talking about Super Mario Brothers.
Look
I
at him.
love that shit. Yeah, he's like,
Good
he
on
has-
him, bro.
yeah, he has passion. It's
like what you like, bro.
like I
How's
remember.
he? Well, don't actually tell me, but like you're good enough. Like
Yeah,
you don't need to talk about nothing more than that, bro.
Yeah,
You're
like-
good.
like I remember
It
there was
just be a
this.
problem with grown adults do it. And it's like, yo, go touch some grass. Go have a life
Man.
outside of this.
Nah, bro. I went to. All right, so there's a fine line, but I went to a comic book shop yesterday, and they were just there playing their card games, chatting, shooting the shit, and I was like, damn, I'm really glad that they have this place for themselves to experience all that shit.
Today. Yeah.
But
They-
well, yeah, because they were hanging out. I was an outsider in this situation, so they are them.
You
over
sure?
there. Yeah, I was an outsider. I was just visiting the homie. So so I feel like it goes too far when even the people in your circle are like, that nigga bugging. Bro, they were telling me about this one guy that they literally hate. Like he comes, he plays his card games, and he's just a terror. No one likes dealing with him. He got like they have a Discord server. He got muted in the Discord server, so he can't say anything. So he started going to this other card shop. Someone from the other card shop came over to this card shop. It's like, yo, you take him back.
It's like
Take
you're
him
not
back.
even likable in the thing that you like.
Exactly. When it's that bad, it's like, yo, here's some
Like, it's
grass.
all you have.
I can't even tolerate you when it's something of your
It's like-
interest, actual interest.
yeah.
yeah,
That's where I feel like you went over the line. You went off the deep end.
I've met people like that.
You're just like, yo, bro, come on.
Yeah, in the comic book space, there's a lot of people like they love their debates in the comic book space. Speaking of debates, and the reason why I think it's especially silly, in my opinion, when people are debating comic book superheroes because these are fictional characters and it does not fucking matter. And it's like,
Nah, it matters a lot.
I
It
don't
matters a
know,
lot to me.
and because it's very silly debates about like their superpowers and shit. I was like, man, look, what you guys are debating right now, some writers can just go and just write whatever the fuck they want.
You're,
and
you're
just
having this heated debate. The writer's sitting behind you. That's a great idea. Just starts erasing what he just wrote down, changes it.
It's just changing it. Like I remember that argument I told you guys. No, it wasn't even an argument because I was not taking it seriously. And I just
Hulk
found
is
it real
strong as
funny.
there is.
Yeah, the Hulk is strong as there is, and he just kept repeating that. And I was like, "Yo, you're just saying the character slogan. That's not. You're not making an argument."
I don't know, man. It sounds logical to me because
Yeah.
Hulk the strongest there is.
Superman up and away.
Hulk
man.
smash. Yeah. Hulk smash.
Hulk smash. Hulk smash. I mean, that's the thing. It relates to what we were talking about the NPCs. Man's just quoting a fucking slogan at me. Like, imagine being that like lost in the sauce, like having that, like your brain is that damaged. Like you're quoting a slogan. You're in a conversation with someone and you're repeating a slogan. That isn't that like that has always been nuts to me. Like I think about that to this day. I was like,
because
that's
kind of
so
how like
weird.
they don't teach you how to cite things properly, right? Like I know I was a offender of this back. They were like, "You need to cite your sources." I would just go grab a sentence from a random thing, throw it in the article, and no, throw it in the essay. And be like here, and I would throw a citation in the thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I knew that's not what I was supposed to do. But a lot of people who did the same thing were like, "Yeah, I'm citing my sources. In this article, it says X, Y, Z." And it's like, yeah, but if you read the very next sentence, it is saying that what I just said was wrong. Like it itself is disagreeing what it just wrote.
I remember I remember I had a paper I wrote and I got a 0 on it because of one fucking sentence that was plagiarized. And it was crazy because like the rest of it was pretty good. And then right at the end, I fucking got lazy. I couldn't do it anymore.
Damn.
I decided
It really be at the end too.
You brought yourself that you got that low that you had to steal,
I
man.
did, because it was my fault. I'm sitting there waiting till the very end to do this project. It's due in 5 hours. It's like it's fucking the night before.
I thought you liked the creative pursuits, man. I thought you liked that.
It has to be about shit that I
School
want
is
to
not
do.
creative pursuit.
Yeah, school's not creative.
pursuit.
School's fucking annoying.
Well,
Yeah.
not some schools probably are, but
They
most
don't.
of them aren't.
Yeah, a lot of the times they don't allow you to be creative. There's a set structure you got to follow, page limit.
It's like, yo, you can talk about this one or that one.
It's like
It's
even
like,
if I
what
try
wanna
to
talk
work
about
myself,
this third option is like I said this one or that one.
it's like even if I try to like research the topic and I pick what I want to do, it's like I still got to play by your rules and doing it.
You know, I mean, this probably relates to what you were saying about a lot of this whole like this whole debate culture and people not being able to think for themselves and just accepting the word of mouth from these debaters and that kind of shit. It probably goes back to school because you're not giving much option or choices, right? So like you said, it's between these two options that you have to write this paper. And you know that when people are writing papers about two options, they're gonna all say the same shit. So there's a bunch of papers with them saying the same stuff. When they're sharing their things like, oh, you got to talk about this in class. They're all just gonna like. Have you guys ever been in a classroom and you notice that everyone's
No, I've
repeating the
never
same
been in
thing?
a classroom.
No, but
In my
like,
life.
Facts.
oh jeez,
yeah.
yeah.
I was
No,
homeschooled, bro.
I'm describing a specific scenario.
Yeah.
You would notice
The
they raise their
Socratic
hand.
seminars, what you talking about?
They're raising their hands in class,
Or not even the Socratic seminars.
No,
but
they're
yeah.
raising their hands and they all saying the same thing, just in different ways.
Yes.
It's
But,
like
but
I
teachers
hate
encourage
that.
that though.
Oh, yeah,
Teachers
they
encourage that
do.
for participation
They
purposes.
do, and I hate that.
Yeah.
That's why I always hated the forced participation because it encouraged that. It was like just wait for the smart kid to say something, take what they said, put their
Because
end
I
at your
guarantee some of the
beginning,
people that's participating knows what they're saying is not of any relevance. They know it when they're saying it. They know I didn't add
Yeah,
anything
but
to the conversation.
No, because like they would say their little bullshit, and I'm like, all right, that's my 10 points.
yeah.
And he's like,
not saying anything else for the rest of the class.
But what are you gonna do? Not get your credit? You won't
exactly,
get your
'cause
credit.
that's what I'm saying. It encourages
Yeah.
it, where it's like, all right, because, and it's not even like I don't understand where these policies came from. It's like, damn, we need more kids to talk in the class. All right, mandatory participation or whatever. But then, like, if you're not being actively engaging to make these kids want to participate, they're going to find ways to do the minimum effort. Because I don't want to be here, but I gotta hit that quota. I'm going to hit the quota. That's it.
Right at the
It's
core.
trying to come up with solutions to these problems is where is where things get jumbled. But you know,
Well, it's because to come up with a solution to a problem, you got to make sure you're attacking the right thing.
yeah.
Like in that specific scenario, if kids aren't participating, just forcing them to participate isn't attacking the right problem. Why aren't they participating?
And this is where an understanding of statistics comes in because you might look at some statistics and misinterpret it, and then now you're solving the wrong problem.
Because technically, if you look at the statistics, oh, I got 98% of the kids participating.
Yeah.
It's like, so they're all like, if you look at the quality of the things that they're participating, it's nothing. It's just bullshit. It's just air.
Yeah, and maybe that whole like participation kind of trophy mindset is part of why people feel like they have to have opinions on things they don't understand. Like they
Oh
just
yeah, no, I hate that shit.
yeah,
I literally would tell people, "I was like, yo, I don't have an opinion on it." They'd be like, "You have to." I was like, "No, I don't. I don't have to have an opinion on anything."
yeah, you don't have to do
Like,
anything.
my old boss actually, like, you could see her. She was like confused because she was like, "Hey, did you hear about this?" I was like, "Nope." And she's like, "You don't care?" I was like, "Nope. I care about what I care about." And then I walked away.
Care about what I care about. Yeah,
And she was like, I was like, "I don't care." Like, I
yeah, that
don't
was a
care.
lesson I had to learn in life. That it's okay to not just not care about certain things and not have an opinion on them, and to not to develop an ideology around a certain
That's
thing.
something that becomes reinforced when you get older too,
Yeah,
especially when you just don't have time to be
to
caring
worry.
about certain shit.
Yeah. But other people don't. Man, they sit there trying to develop opinions on everything on the planet. They gotta, they
Yeah.
gotta have the correct
They're not
opinion
Two
developing.
too.
Yeah,
cents.
because I was like, they're not developing opinions. They're
Oh,
just
they,
figuring out. Is like,
yeah,
all right, this one, that one. I can say this. Oh, not this one no more. Oh, fuck, it's this one now. Like, they're
yeah,
not developing shit.
yeah. And then like, I'll
They're
get into,
collecting opinions.
I'll get into discussions like you said, where someone will be telling me something, and I'll be like, oh, I don't really care about that. Right? I'm just like, ah, that's not really my thing. Like, I don't pay attention to that. And they'll like do what you said, where they'll like try to shame me for not caring about this thing, or like not having like much of a passion for it. And then the other thing that'll happen is like, so like I will start, and I guess I don't know, people are weird, right? I will share something that I think or something that I care about,
Mhm.
and then they'll do this thing where they're like, "Oh, you're overthinking. Like you shouldn't care about that." And I'm just like, well, I mean, I'm just mentioning something that I'm
What's
interested
happening?
in. Like it doesn't, you don't have to care about this. It's just something that I am interested
You
in.
don't have to care about.
Yeah, it's like it's just not. I'm not asking
Yeah.
you to like develop an opinion on this thing. I don't know if they think like I don't know if people believe like when you're having a discussion with them that they must have an opinion on what. Because even then, sometimes I'll mention something, and you'll tell that the person doesn't know what they're talking about, and they're just agreeing with me just to agree with me or something. So I guess that whole participation thing is like they just can't get it out of their heads. They must have an opinion on everything. They must, and the correct opinion too. That's the worst part.
'Cause like I said, no one wants to be wrong.
Yeah,
Also,
Every
because they feel like they need to contribute to the conversation, or else, like, I don't know,
yeah,
depending on the context,
yeah.
it's just like that's maybe the only way you can interact with them.
Oh yeah, people hate
Yeah.
not saying things for some reason, but they also
Yeah,
hate
not saying
talking.
things.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
it's weird because like,
Like they
look,
need it.
you
You need a
two can
response
sit
for
here
everything.
and have a conversation without me. I would just sit here and be like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking
Yeah.
about.
We've done that many times on the
I,
podcast.
I,
We're
it's
just
like, look, man, I
talking.
don't,
Two of us are talking, and one of us is silent.
and
Or like,
it's okay because it's like, look, man, I don't know what the
or
fuck's
like
going on.
what I find particularly
Yeah.
funny is when Ray and you will start arguing, and I don't say anything because they're funny conversations. Like I just wanted to go, I
Yeah.
wanted to develop because those conversations are so funny. When you'll
Yeah.
start doing the nuance trolling thing, you start creating these specific scenarios, and the Ray starts
Yeah.
getting mad. There's nothing funnier than seeing Ray get heated. I just I love that shit.
Yeah. This is a
It's
nonchalant guy, so when he get heated, when he get up out his seat, it's like, oh
no,
shit.
no, it's just real funny because he would just start getting like crazy. He was like, "Shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up." And I just I
I do
love
say
that
that.
shit.
That's my phrase.
Those
I
It's like,
love
fighting
that
shut the
words,
fuck
man.
up.
Those fighting words.
I love that shit. Well, it's just him getting angry. Like he doesn't really mean it, but it's just so funny, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When it's coming from him,
Yeah.
it's not.
No,
He
I
don't mean
mean,
it
I'm
that way.
not.
But other
What?
people, it's just like, yo, what?
Yeah, with other people, it's weird.
You
Like
know,
when
I don't
that.
even know why that's my go-to phrase. Like,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up.
Or
is my
no,
go-to.
fuck you. You say that too. No, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
Oh man, I remember there was the conversations we had where it starts getting heated, and like I'll start getting heated. What the funny thing about those conversations, and I guess this relates to what we're talking about because I feel like people don't know how to do this. We'll get heated at each other. Like I remember we were talking about manga once. We get into these heated discussions where we start cursing at each other. We're cursing, and then we just be like, "Oh, so what are you gonna eat after?" It's
Oh
like,
yeah,
what are you,
I think
what are you gonna eat?
one of the last times we did that it was over the Squid Game thing.
Yeah. Oh
Bro,
yeah.
we
Yeah,
literally
yeah.
just
That
I was
was
literally
so
standing there in
funny.
front of the bathroom because I was about to use it. And we were just having this heated ass
We were just
argument.
yelling at
We
each
started
other
in,
and cursing.
we were texting other people to get their
Yeah,
opinions,
yeah.
and
And then we
he was
moved
like, "Of
on.
course, your friends agree with you." I was like, "Fuck you."
Yeah. And then we moved on.
Yeah, I
Just
don't
moved
even
on.
remember what we did after that. I think we literally did just get some food.
Yeah. But then
Or you
people
went to bed or something. I
Yeah.
don't remember.
well, people do this thing where it's like they get into an argument and now they must like internalize the argument and they
Yeah.
hate that person forever or they hate those kind of people forever and they just they just can't. They just can't like you can't. There has to be. You have to exist in this world and realize there are going to be people who don't agree with you and people who live differently from you. And that's that. I accepted that shit. I had to just be like, there's some strange people out there, and that's okay. It's like
To a certain extent, right? Because like you gotta look at what you're arguing. Like, am I gonna ruin our friendship over the interpretation of this show?
Yeah.
But if it's something like you're out here just plain disrespecting me in my own house, I'm like,
oh yeah,
It got to be
Yeah, bro,
fundamental
like-
in some way.
But if
what
it's
are
like-
you doing?
Life.
Like, you really go?
if it's like
Nah.
a TV show or some abstract thing, like if you're arguing about some politics or something, I don't think you should like be sitting there ruining your friendships over.
Unless it's about like my life.
Yeah,
Where like someone's like, yeah, specifically people over this like 6 feet, this can like this
Yeah.
death sentence. I agree. What do you mean you agree? He's like, yeah, fuck that nigga.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
like
that's
yeah,
me.
it's like
Like,
Then,
fuck you
then you
mean?
watching out for that person.
It's like
yeah,
the
I
last
can't have
of-
this person around me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that.
It's like, oh, I see
Yeah.
you do not give a fuck about me.
Yeah.
Type shit.
it's like the last discussion we had when I was talking about how within reasonable limits there has to be like an Overton window or something, like kind of
That
like
Overton window, man.
yeah, like there has to be limits, like sure, generally speaking, we should live in like a free for all where we can discuss whatever we want and that kind of stuff. But at the same time, there have to be hard limits on what like exactly what you want to talk about. Like like we live in a society, we can do whatever we want, but we shouldn't be able to murder people
Right.
because that would be bad. you know, something like that, right?
Yeah.
There has to be like these set standards of where the extreme scenario, this cannot happen. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people got different bars for that though. Like some people is really low, other people is higher,
That's the whole
or it's
point
at a
of-
point where it shouldn't be. You
That's
know?
the whole point of living in society. We all collectively agree where that line is.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Because like even if you yourself could think that it's not that far, but if 99% of the people will be like, it's here, don't cross it. And you're like, well, I think it should be up. But no, it's here. We all agreed. Like majority vote. Like
This,
sorry, bro.
this actually ties into the other subject about didn't you have that on the agenda? The relationship, if porn is a
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Wait, let me see.
A
Hold
fact.
on.
Bro, you afraid of saying the
Yeah,
word?
he's scared. He's scared. He's scared. Of
No,
porn.
I'm trying to think of what it was. The
No, I got it here. But wait, first I want to see if there's anything else. Yeah, you know what? Whatever. I guess we could.
I guess we could talk about it later.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys one question, and then we can move on to that. So, I think I've mentioned this before too. The idea that constantly trying to debate people is a sign of weakness. I don't know. Did we talk about that before?
I think so.
Yeah, because
I don't know if we did it on camera or you just asked me straight up.
Yeah. So, like, what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think?
I think it depends. Cause like I it's not that I enjoy getting into arguments, but like I will end up in debates with people over stupid shit all the time. And it's usually just like I said, when someone says something like and they don't understand what they mean, I'll like, hey, I'll ask them to explain. And I'll like walk them down their own logic. Like I'll just do shit like that all
You
the
can't
time.
fight that urge though. Like you
No.
feel like you have to.
Nah. Yo, you say some stupid shit to me right now, I'll look you in the face and be like, what does that mean though?
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
you shouldn't eat cheese out of the package.
yeah,
shit like that.
wrong opinion. Anyway, but there are other times where it's like if you are just out here arguing for no reason. Like I said something about specifically it was like, oh, the structure in this manga never made any sense because it got dropped really early, and it was probably because he realized he just didn't need it anymore. This man was like, actually, if you look at it this way and the author's intention, I was like,
I know who
you,
this is.
you
Yeah.
can't guess the author's intention. Like I was saying, like, hey, based on what happened, this is why it got dropped. Like it's specific in Naruto. There in Naruto, there's the Hokage. They're the leaders of these village, but then there's the lords of whatever land. They own the land, and I was just like, that shit never made no fucking sense. Because the villages themselves were basically the military power. If they had ever wanted to at any point go and just take over, they could. But they don't. Why? Just cause. And I was like, yeah, like that is definitely an oversight by the author. It was just an accident. He was just mimicking the way the real world was, and then he realized later, I don't got to. So he just dropped it. That's why we never hear about them no more. And he was like, nah, you got to look at the author's intention. He intended for this to be more relevant. And I was like, no, he didn't.
How
Because
can
it
you
wasn't
tell what the
relevant.
man's intentions are? If he
That's
never
what I
even
was saying. I was like,
stated
you can't look me
what
in the
they are.
face and tell me you knew this man's intentions.
Oh, because
You
he's
can't do that.
projecting. He's projecting his own.
Yeah. They'll do shit like that all the time. Like, same person, he was real heated because we were playing a game and everyone wasn't playing the game the way it's intended, so he wasn't winning. And I was like, it's a board game, bro. Like, the fuck?
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, but if you did this and that and this and this, I'd be in a better. I was like, fuck you in your position, bro. I don't give a fuck about you. I'm trying to win. Or maybe I'm not trying. Maybe I'm just trying to make you have a bad day. You ever thought about that? You ever thought about it that way? I literally know someone, whenever we play games, like a board game, card game, whatever, her main objective is to pick someone and just ruin their day.
I used to do that in Uno.
Monopoly like that too.
So,
You know you're
so
not
if
gonna
I,
win.
if I knew I was picked,
gonna
I was
make
like,
it harder
fuck,
for
I'm
them.
not
Yeah, I
playing this
remember
game.
I'd play
I'm not
Uno.
doing shit.
At my old job, they'd get mad at me because they picked up on I'd be playing Uno, and I wasn't trying to win. I was just trying to make sure no one else won.
Yeah.
So
He would get heated at you if you ever did that.
Yeah,
He's like, why the fuck are you even playing,
get
bro?
so
You're
mad.
not. Yes, he would get so mad. And I was like, brother.
or like another
game.
another
Like, brother,
funny-
relax.
Another funny thing that used to get them so angry is a guy I knew used to do this all the time. He would keep his wild card to the end so that he could Uno out on that just in case. And he'd do that all the
I think
time.
that's against the rules.
Yeah, I think it is too. But they weren't
I
following
mean,
the rules
Uno
either.
man got so many different ways.
Well,
that
see, that's the
people
thing.
play.
Nah.
You
Uno
got
got
the-
one set of rules.
No, I mean, you got one rule, but you got
But
No
you
one
got,
uses them
you
though.
But
got-
you-
you
yeah,
got
at
people
the
that play
cookout-
different- like the
at the-
house rules.
At the cookout, nobody follows
Yeah.
them. Yeah,
Same thing with Monopoly.
'Cause-
It wasn't until like later on in life I actually sat down and read the manual. And I was just like,
see, I only followed the
I was
rules.
like, yo, we was never following this
Yeah.
shit.
I've never played Monopoly.
I only followed the rules because it made the game interesting. Because now you got to follow.
Yeah, I
these
was
set rules.
and I
Yeah.
was realizing that too with the Monopoly rules that when they started adding their own
They just-
version to it, it was making the game longer because it's known for being a long game. I'm like, you guys are just making it even
Well, see-
longer with putting in these separate rules that
when
don't
people
exist.
play Uno, they make it shorter. Then it's
Yeah.
less of an interesting
Uno's
game.
official rules are ass. It's draw a card,
Yeah.
play a card. Not even, it's just play a card.
Yeah.
That's it.
So it'll take you
Play
mad
one
long.
card.
Yeah.
That's it. No
Mad long.
stacking, no doubles. It's like it has to match the color or the number. That's the
Yeah.
only rule.
Yeah,
Like-
sometimes the rules you add is for the betterment of the game itself, but or
Yeah.
to make it more fun.
Not to go off on a random tangent about Uno, but
Nah, we've been carrying
there was-
Uno on our backs, bro. We need some reparation.
Oh,
Facts.
jeez. Yeah. I don't even know how to respond to that. I don't even know how to
So
respond. But
Yo, someone out there is probably gonna hear that and be like, "Yo, wait, he's true. It's true.
he's true. He's true. He's true. But true north. But anyways, there was this variation they made up, or not made up. It's a variation that exists, I think, that certain people play called jump in. And basically the point of jump in is like if you in your hand have the same number and color as what's on the thing, you can say jump in and skip somebody's turn.
That's
And
crazy.
then change the whole. Yeah, but it's kind of interesting. It's
That-
interesting. 'Cause
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, because like what happens, like let's say you're playing, right? Like we're playing, and I can Uno out, but then you jump in, you skip my turn. Now I got to pick up cards after the next one. Like it makes the game interesting.
Yo, I
you know?
can. You'd be heated. You'd feel daggers on you the whole time. Just this. fucking
Yeah.
asshole, bro.
But then what happened is like it was fun to play. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, right? But then they wanted to make it even easier, and it became fucking dumb. They're like, okay, and I tried to explain to them how this makes no sense. The game has no purpose anymore. Or they were like, okay, oh, the new rule is gonna be like it doesn't even have to be the same color; it just has to be the same number. And I was like, what's the point? I was like, yeah,
It's
so
too-
that-
it's too much.
So that it wasn't even a game anymore. It was just random. Like it'd be like, jump in, jump in, jump in, jump in, jump in. Just keep doing this shit over
I
and
was
over
like, nah,
again.
nah. I remember we accidentally played with color stacks. If it was the same color, you could just all at once. It's like I have a whole hand of green. Uno out, done. I was like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
We're not doing that.
Yes, I said to them, this game, they would get mad at me because I didn't want to play anymore. And I was like, it's not a game. It's not
Yeah.
fun. I was like, it's
Takes
not
the fun out of it.
I was like, we're just throwing random shit down. I was like, I don't want to play this. Like, what's the point?
yeah.
What's the point? Oh man, but yeah, I guess we
But you ever
could.
thought that it's just a game?
Just a game.
Yeah, but if it's just a game,
Nah,
I
but
should
for-
enjoy it.
That's
Right?
the Overton window right there, right? To a certain extent.
Like,
it's
why the fuck am I gonna play a game I don't enjoy?
That's why I
It's like
these-
chess, man. Chess ain't no other set. It's one rule that people follow when
What's
they
your
go.
rank?
He's trying to flex on us. You see
What's your
this?
rank, bro?
We talking about
You don't know how
Uno.
to play chess?
What's
No,
your rank in chess,
no.
bro?
You really don't know how to
No,
play
I don't know
chess?
how to play
I know how
chess.
I know how the pieces move, but
I don't
never-
know how to fucking
Oh,
play.
man, you graduated with a physics.
What's
like,
that got to do with
degree?
chess,
Like, you don't
bro?
know-
That's more geometry, if anything.
It's like
geometry.
you don't even know how to play chess, man.
Definitely do.
You know how to play.
Yo, what's
brought
your
a
rank?
chessboard
You know how to
right
Yo,
play.
pull up right
chess.
now. Pull up with the chess.
No. Here's the thing, EJ.
Right, we got a whole table.
A lot
right
of people
here.
know how to play. Like I know how to play basketball, but I don't know how to actually play basketball.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't be knowing the strategies and the gambits and the.
Yeah.
And the
So do you know how to
and the-
play chess, as in terms of the
like,
strategies
how,
and the gambits?
how often was you?
I mean,
playing
I'm not
chess,
no
bro?
Bobby Fischer.
Okay, so stop
Oh,
talking,
he-
bro. Stop talking.
but
You said if you're not ranked 5, you're not ranked, bro.
but I could be the novice at the game. Like
All right. That's gonna be the next thing.
Those are big words. Yeah,
we gonna have to put that to time.
yeah. Next podcast, we gotta play a
Right.
game of
We
chess.
gonna play a game of chess. EJ versus everybody else.
Yeah, we're gonna
we're
play a
gonna
game
put a
of chess.
Craigslist post up. Seeking novice out.
Seeking novice.
Oh,
Seeking
that
novice.
sounds
face.
weird.
Yeah,
Put a seeking novice.
seeking novice.
Cop's gonna be like,
In parentheses, not sexual.
Not sexual. Not sexual. Oh
yo, what
man.
were we even talking about?
Well, random thought, and this relates to. I guess it could relate to the porn thing. We'll move on from the topic we were just talking about. Do you know there was a guy who put a? It's just so funny to me that this happened.
Can't even get it out, man.
I'm trying to see if I remember it the correct way too. He put a Craigslist ad out to fucking I think to kill somebody and to like just he wanted to kill someone and someone answered it and it showed up to get killed. It's like they also wanted to be killed and they got killed. Isn't that crazy?
I wouldn't say it was funny.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just,
Yo, he was laughing
Dark
so hard. I
twisted-
was like, "Where's the joke?"
This dark twisted sense of
Like
humor
the
this man
the
has.
situation is just like, wow, we live in a world where this can happen. Yeah, that's kind of funny.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think
I-
that's the funny part. I was just like, why do you want to be murdered? It's like I don't
I
understand.
mean,
It's just
maybe
interesting.
maybe he was afraid to actually do the deed himself and kill.
Nah,
himself,
bro, it's
so-
definitely a sexual thing.
Yeah,
It's Craigslist. It's always a
it's
sexual. thing.
painful. Like he got killed painfully too. I think it was with an ice pick.
Definitely enjoyed it too.
Yeah, so it's
You
like
get what you ask for in life sometimes. Not
yeah, but it's
always.
like
Not always.
if
but-
you wanted to
I don't think we
die,
said any of the things we just said.
yeah, if you wanted to turn your TV off, right, and you wanted to do it in a way you didn't want to do it yourself, why would you go get an ice pick shoved into your head? That's like probably one of the most painful ways.
Well, then he
I
didn't.
could
He
possibly
didn't explicitly
imagine.
Look,
say that in
man,
the post.
I'm
though.
gonna say this. Sometimes you fuck around and you find out.
No, I think no, there's like a video of it. I think you can find it. I
He
think I
goes-
saw this.
so the
one.
guy
but,
didn't go to jail?
but in the post,
he did. The guy
Okay.
went to jail, but like the
Was that
video,
part of the ad? He's like, I will go to jail at the end. Like,
No, imagine.
he's like,
No,
don't
the-
worry, I will get convicted.
But he didn't. He
No,
didn't
he was
say.
playing-
He
he
didn't
was
say how he
playing-
wanted to get killed.
He was
though.
playing with his own rules. Like he threw out the rule book and developed that.
He didn't say how he wanted to get killed. Though he just said he wanted to get killed, right?
Yeah. Well, but the thing is,
He
the
didn't know how the
guy.
guy was going.
No, I don't think the guy did it like in a way like he couldn't leave or anything. Like if I remember correctly, I think I did watch the video like a crazy person because the guy recorded it, him doing this. So when you look at the video, the guy is just kind of chilling and just lets it happen. Like,
no, but I'm saying in the post because you said he wanted somebody to come to his house, right?
yeah,
He didn't say how he wanted to be killed. He just said he wanted to be killed.
yeah. But my point is like it's not like the guy walked in.
Then got restrained.
Yeah.
He's like, I changed my mind. It was like,
No,
nah,
he was
it none
chill.
of
He
that.
just
It's like-
accepted it.
Oh, okay. So
But I
by
think
that
the real
point-
moral of the story is that there's someone out there for everybody.
Yeah.
It really is.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's also the other crazy part of it that's so funny to me. It's like
Yeah.
you never know, man. Like you might think you're weird as fuck, but there's somebody out there who's into
Yeah.
the same shit. There's someone,
I said,
Oh,
hold my
man,
stuff.
People gonna prove you wrong.
yeah. There's someone out there. But okay, so now we can move on to the question that you were trying
What a
to bring up.
weird thing to end that.
No, I
note
don't
on,
remember.
bro.
I don't remember what is it. Is
Oh,
it?
I have it here.
Is it relationships? That's what I'm saying. Like I wasn't gonna ask it. I wanted you to look it up.
Should a person be allowed to watch porn in a relationship?
Okay.
Yes,
I thought
next
it was.
question.
I thought it was the breakup part. Should they break up with them because of that? I didn't.
Oh,
know
we can
ask that later.
extend.
All
Yeah.
right.
Well, okay. So, what do you guys think? Should a person be allowed to watch porn? In a
Personally, I
relationship?
don't care.
Should a person be
because-
allowed?
Cause like,
And I say this is not a gendered thing. It's like
yeah,
either
personally,
side.
I don't care. Like,
So if your
Yes.
girl is watching like, Destroyed by you gonna be fine with that?
yes,
Are you sure?
cause yes,
Okay.
because I feel like it. Here's that where that window's gonna come in again, right? There's a certain extent where it's like, all right, your fantasies can stay fantasies. It's like I don't want that for me, but I enjoy seeing it. It could be something like that, right? Whereas, look, man, just watching it, kind of nice. And then you just like, would you ever want that? Nah, absolutely not. Absolutely never.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a
There's like you see some videos where you're like, damn, that shit's crazy.
Nah, I haven't.
You never seen no liar. He's a liar.
I don't know what you
This
talking about.
man's name is Captain Cap because he's lying, bro.
Captain.
Haven't.
He's lying. He's definitely seen some shit where it was crazy.
This is
And
Captain Morgan over
Either
here.
either he's a freak or he's a liar.
Yeah, he's trying to overcompensate.
Nah,
He's
man,
like, I've never seen nothing I never wanted that to be.
or like the classic what is that people will say? Oh, I don't masturbate. That's gay. That kind of thing.
Yes.
That's gay.
Nah, I just be chilling, bro.
Like, bro, that's he can't even keep it straight, man.
I'm sorry.
That's
I'm
the-
sorry.
That's the too cool for school, bro.
That sentence is so funny.
I just be
I
chilling,
just
bro.
be chilling. I just be chilling, bro. It's like
Anyway,
No, the
'cause-
reason that sentence makes me laugh so much is because I just imagine you just sitting there doing nothing, just sitting there in your house, sitting there in a blank spot. Like imagine in a white room, just sitting there, just like
looking at
just
paint
nut,
dry.
bro. Just nut.
what were you saying?
But yeah. So like it could be a thing where you're watching it
Mm.
and like you just enjoy watching. Like it just gets you to where you need to go.
It gets you off, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
it gets you to your destination.
Exactly. And then that's it. Like that's as the extent. Or maybe it is something you want to like do, and you just talk to your partners like, "Yo, I'm trying to do this," and then they're like,
Nah.
"Maybe," like depending on what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe.
They're just like,
And then
nah.
you know, like it might just like spice up your sex life or whatever. Cause like,
Yeah.
look,
Could.
man, y'all are already partners. Y'all already doing the deed. Y'all might as well see.
Could do that without the porn though.
But what I'm saying is like, you like a lot of the. Like, I feel like a lot of people watch porn because they have these desires that they cannot express outwardly, right?
Or they're addicted.
It depends.
Yeah.
But like, a lot of people just like, I feel most people are not addicted to porn. Like they're just watching it. They're like, I'm trying to beat my meat, bro. Whatever. And it was like, damn, because like you look at it, it's like, oh, I want XYZ, like big booty bitches. It's so hard to talk about.
But you scared to talk about it? You
Nah,
scared
I'm
to talk-
not. It's just kind of funny because here I'm supposed to like be in this mad serious tone. It's like, yeah. So I was watching this big booty bitch. So stupid. But
Them adult videos, man.
so you're watching these adult videos and like you might click on some videos with the type of person that you want to be with,
Yeah.
right? And you're like, that's it. They're just like you're enjoying yourself or whatever.
But if you allow it, do you need to know the reason why then? If you're allowing it.
No, I don't. That's look. I was just trying to say like, because like I'm trying to explain why I'm so okay with it. So like here's like several reasons.
Because
why
the
I'm okay
reason
with
why
it.
they might do it, you might not be okay with it. But the very act
That's what I'm
of
trying
doing
to say.
it,
Like this is
you-
where the
you're okay
window
with it.
happens, right?
Yeah.
Where if they're like going like, and like I feel like it goes if it goes outside the realm of just watching now, where if they are now like, damn, I want this done to me, I'm going to find someone to do this to me with you
Yeah.
or without you. Then it's like, oh, so then it wasn't because at that point it's not about the porn. At that point, it's something else. You know, that's really what it is. Like
Yeah.
I don't see just viewing it as a problem. Why don't you come back this way?
I just didn't want to go in the middle.
You could just probably leaped over the table.
You could have, but that'd have been
Oh, that
mad
would-
loud.
Yeah.
Well, I might have broken something.
Yeah. But so yeah, like that's why like if we're specifically talking about this very specific situation, well, not specific, but like the specific situation in which it's like they are watching videos and maybe they're jacking off to it or whatever.
Are you gonna ask why though?
Nah, I'm
Okay.
not. Like I was like, if I come home and I catch him and be like, ha, caught him. That's the extent.
You're just gonna go in the next room and do you?
Depends. It depends. Like, yo, you need some help?
Yeah, it's like just going low, trying to keep it to stay.
It's so weird.
Trying
Looked
to-
over his face. Was like, what the fuck are they
Oh,
talking
yeah.
about?
Trying to get it to stay up. It's like falling a little bit.
Oh man, can
I
you
don't know.
help him out with this?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I could switch to that one if it's.
But shout out to this man. He's
Shout out to
helping
this
us
man.
out. I realized I never got to ask your name either.
Facts.
Oh, it's Amir.
Amir.
Shout out to
It's a
Amir.
cool name.
Shout out to Amir.
The fourth man. Yeah.
There's always someone behind the fourth wall, right?
The invisible fourth man.
The invisible.
So, but yeah, that's personally why I'm just okay with it, because it's like
It's not as long as this arm. Which sucks.
I just don't care.
Yeah.
But like if it goes beyond just watching, then that's something you got to talk about.
That's
What-
fair.
what
That's
do you mean
fair.
by beyond just watching.
Well, like so, like if
If it develops into like this this fetish and they have to
Yeah.
satisfy that fetish
yeah,
with
like,
other people.
if by them watching it, like they can't get off without it at that point, it's like now we have to have a conversation. It's like shit, I can't satisfy you no more. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know?
So like we said, the window is
Yeah.
clear.
But it's like, because sometimes, bro, you just want to beat your meat. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes you want to beat your meat. I don't know what to tell you.
Nah, I just be
She
chilling,
getting
bro.
real vulgar, man.
You just be
She getting real
chilling?
vulgar.
I just be chilling, bro.
Be chilling.
Bing chilling.
Oh my God.
Like the
Yeah.
fucking meme.
Yeah.
Bing chilling. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't. It's weird because the thing that inspired this was like I told you guys I had a
Yeah,
conversation
yeah.
with someone about this.
Shout to Glory.
Yeah, Gloria. They were so mad that they discovered their boyfriend, was jacking it, right? And I remember thinking in my head when she told me about this, it was like, damn, man, can't even jack in his own house.
In
I was
his
like,
own house is
God
That's what
crazy.
I'm
damn.
saying. It's like,
Because she was at his crib, and like she goes on his computer, and she's looking through his stuff and finds
That's
porn.
straight up invasion
It's
of
like-
privacy right there.
Yeah.
Yo, she's lucky he in gaslight. He's like, why are you going through my computer?
That's what I would have done. It
Like,
wouldn't even
damn.
gaslight it.
Nah, I gave you
I don't care what you
permission.
found. I don't care what you found.
Yeah, that's not gaslighting.
We addressing this situation.
Why the fuck
first.
were you going through my computer? No. Well, see, it was
I
different.
guess it's not gaslighting. No.
No, because
Yeah.
she came up with, because here's the thing, right? Like we said, like when we initially discussed this, she created this scenario. She thought she was
Really?
slick. Yeah, because
Oh, so she went looking for it.
look, no, here's the thing. She needed to use his computer to watch a movie. She just wanted to watch a movie, right?
Yeah,
And
she
we
didn't bring her
know
laptop? She used her phone.
she has a laptop, and she, from what I can tell, she be bringing that bitch everywhere because we're at work and she has her
I
laptop.
don't know what
with
she
her.
be doing on that laptop.
Yeah. So
We
so
just-
we know
I gotta go see what your history look like now.
Yeah. So we know that when she arrived, she must have had her laptop with her. But she wanted to use his computer. And here's the funny thing, he went off to go do something for work, and then suddenly she coincidentally, oh, can I watch a movie on your computer when he's not there? Yeah. And then somehow
Nah, don't worry. Delete history.
somehow she ends up in looking through the history because she lost her tab. I was like, come on, bro. There are too many
Control
things.
Shift T. Come on.
There are too many things that happened here. You clearly did this on purpose.
And it's like,
You-
oh no, I accidentally fell over and typed in
Mhm.
history, and I scrolled down 3 weeks ago, and I
Yeah.
saw that you were watching.
You fucked
Why
up.
you
Oh
want-
no,
Why are you watching MILF porn, bro?
the thing that pissed her off was that it was like a few hours before she arrived. So I think that's why she got so mad.
Bro, sometimes you just can't go in with the full super show.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, generally speaking, yeah, I don't think I would care that. And I guess I have, maybe a long time ago I would have when I was younger. But in recent times I've changed a lot. I don't really care that much about this kind of stuff anymore. Like when you're younger, you really look at your partner and their taste and their kind of thing as like a reflection of yourself. So it's like when you're young, if you were to find out, like when let's say we're teenagers, you find some porn on your girl's computer, you're thinking, what is wrong with me? Like, why
Nah,
can't
remember
I?
you used to have
Yeah.
those conversations. You were like, yo, Ray, what's your perfect bitch? And I would tell you, it's like, I really don't care as long as I can talk to her.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I was like, you're gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was never on that. Nah, there need to be this. I was never on that shit.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, but
I can
there's-
see why people would do that.
yeah.
It's a very easy thing to like start doubting yourself. It's like, damn, like
Yeah, 'cause, like-
everything she's looking at is BBC, and it's like, God damn, bro. You took out the ruler, you're just like, nah.
Maybe this is about me.
They got the oh
You look down, he's like, no.
fucking
no.
fucking opera music playing as you're lowering the thing. Oh my god. But anyways,
Or some Beethoven.
yeah, some Beethoven, some sad Beethoven music, some dramatic, some really dramatic opera music, like as you're going in slow motion about to measure your.
And like
with
I can
Johnson.
see her being upset because if she
Oh, that's the
did
thing.
not match the thing,
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
but
That's
that's
why
when
she
you have a
was mad.
conversation like a mature adult, and
Yeah.
you can find out.
That's the problem, because with the whole conversation aspect to it, where you address them about it, who knows if they're gonna be truthful about it?
Look, man, if you can't trust your partner, what the fuck you with them then?
Well, you don't know. You might think that
It's
they're
like,
very
that's-
trustworthy,
But that's the point.
and
of
they might be a
having-
good liar.
If you were dating a good liar, your relationship not gonna last too long.
Yeah, I mean,
People have gotten away with lies for years in relationships.
But it's like I don't even want to be in the situation where I have to lie. Like, why I gotta lie? Like, I'm in my
Yeah.
house on my computer, and you asking
Computer?
me about my team.
Computer Dora?
computer. How do you say this? Computer.
But I'm sitting here on my computer or whatever, and you got now I'm being grilled, bro.
That's the
Yeah.
part.
Like I'm being
See,
grilled, bro.
that's the part
Who cares if I'm watching midget
Yeah.
porn, bro? That doesn't matter.
I think that's the part that pissed me off the most about
Looking
her
over your
story.
shoulder.
Her story is because I agreed with her that he shouldn't be watching porn, but not because of his fucking relationship. I didn't give a fuck
Semen
about his
retention.
relationship.
Semen retention.
Yeah, that was the main reason why I was thinking he should have watched porn. I was like, yeah, watching porn weakens the
Yeah.
mind. That's what I was saying, right?
Yeah, I
And
don't
even
think the
then-
very act is inherently wrong. I just think it comes down to the why factor. And if that
How the fuck were these two topics? How is Debate Me Bros and porn in the same? How
Right.
did you come up with this?
Yeah.
Why did you do
I think it
that?
was just random.
your mind
It
be
was a
going
hypothesis.
places, right? Your
Yeah,
mind
it's
be
a
going
hypothesis.
places.
Oh, it's because I was watching a video. Actually,
Yeah, you
it
watching
does.
those X videos?
I was gonna tell.
Oh man, people
Why-
telling them themselves, oh.
No. Well, I was
Going
gonna
to
say
town,
something.
think about like, this shit
I
might be on the
I was
pod.
gonna say something. I was gonna say something funny, but actually, I will say it.
Oh, man.
I was retaining for a long time, right? And I was curious.
Ah,
No, I was-
he cracked.
No,
He
no,
cracked,
here's the
yeah,
thing, here's
he
the-
cracked.
I was curious to see what would happen.
No,
If-
no,
if- no, I wanted to
That's
see.
excuses.
I wanted. No, I wanted
Yo,
to.
it's okay
Wait,
sometimes.
let me finish. Let me
I'm
finish.
sorry, go ahead.
I wanted to see what the change would be, right? And then you watch your stuff, you get it off, you finish. I went to the gym, and it was crazy. It was weird. It was right. I was just in there yesterday, and I'm lifting the things. For some reason, nothing felt as heavy as it was supposed to. My mind was like wandering. I was like, "Yo, what's happening right now?" I was like, "Is it really this this sudden?" I was like, "What happened?" I was like, "Yo," I couldn't even explain where the difference was. I felt different. I was like, "Is
See,
it?"
now you come up with a question. You gotta
Yeah,
keep doing it, bro.
I was
Scientific
curious.
method.
I was like,
you
yo,
have to keep going.
I was like, "Yo, what will happen?" It's like, was I
now
retaining
you gotta write this
too
down,
long,
bro.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to write down the volume and everything.
No, but I mean, it did justify something that I was thinking about retention in general. Where
Nah, it can't be one.
I
side.
think you
Keep going.
become. I think retention can make you tense, like very tense, if you do it too long.
Look, man, if I don't get the data to back it up, I can't believe you.
Yeah,
bro.
because I was thinking,
Yeah.
I was like, I felt a very like a
I'm gonna
looseness.
need this to be peer reviewed too. You don't need
Yeah.
a
Yeah, we have to. Yeah, together.
MLA format.
We have to together as peers, and so we get. No, but
That's
anyways.
not what peer review means. So I see what you're into. Next.
But anyways, what I was
Oh my
saying though
God,
is I
yeah,
saw a video. It was this guy. It was Jordan Peterson and this other guy talking about if married men should be allowed to jack it. And I think they said yes. Like they had general reasons as to why they believe like that it's not. There's nothing wrong with a man in a relationship or in a marriage jacking it, right? And then some guy got a hold of that and he got real mad. He's like, "Oh, this is crazy. Like, if you're watching porn, it incentivizes adultery. Like, it's gonna make you cheat."
I feel
when
that's
you-
cap.
Yeah. All right. Go, elaborate on that. Why do you think that's cap?
I don't know. It's just like, damn, you watch a superhero shit. That's just incentivizing vigilantism. Like,
Oh, that's a
Like-
good argument.
Okay.
come on, bro. It's
Yeah,
just like
very good.
I was just
It's
watching.
a reach. It's a reach.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was
Yeah.
like, it was a
Like, yo, what are
reach.
you talking about?
It was like his bias wasn't allowing
Yeah.
him.
I think the wide part.
I feel like that was him telling himself. Is like, you want to cheat on somebody if you
Yeah.
watch this porn.
Well,
huh?
he was a like a hardcore Christian, so he just
repressed. He's a repressed freak, is what it is. That's all I heard.
that because when I was watching the video, I remember thinking in my head, I was like, I've said this to you before and to you as well. I get really suspicious when someone acts like they're the moral police,
Mhm.
like moral police kind of
Yeah,
people.
self-righteous.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
self-righteous people. And to keep in mind, I'm not like if someone's generally a good person, I don't take any fault in that. They just seem to be a very good person, whatever.
Yeah,
But when someone's
they a square.
yeah, when someone's like very judgmental and they always have these grand moral beliefs, I get really
I
suspicious
feel
right
most
away.
people aren't like that. If they are genuinely like you said, a good person or whatever.
Yeah,
Like they're like, yo, man, you can do you.
exactly.
But
Yeah.
if you out here is like, I can't believe you would ever do that.
It's strange.
I'm looking at you like a different person. Like,
It says
shut the fuck
something.
up.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
It says
I
something.
just did it again. Damn.
I always get suspicious. I was like, I don't like that. So when I was watching the video and the guy was kind of doing that,
Mhm.
I was like, there's something not right about this guy.
There's
Something
usually
not right.
wrong.
Yeah.
There's usually something wrong. That's like a big tell. Like it's like when you're watching some sort of media and the villain comes on, but you don't realize he's a villain. There's always a tell. Like, there's always some sort of tell. Like, say you're reading Berserk and Griffith shows up, you're like, there's something wrong with this man right here. And you read it and you're like there's nothing objectively wrong, but you're just like, the way he says
Something's
things, the way
off.
he does things,
Yeah.
something's off.
Something's off. It's like when I was talking to you about Young Justice, right? I was telling him about how you remember, because you've seen Young Justice.
No,
Remember Red
Yeah,
Arrow?
Justice,
About how Red Arrow was the mole the whole time, and then
there was something off about him.
yeah, and he didn't know. The thing that was off was one his general like obsession with finding the mole, and like that was always something weird. But you just didn't know. You didn't know why, but you're just like something
him
just
being
doesn't feel
really, really, really mad.
Obsessed.
He get let into the Justice
Yeah,
League.
these were things
You
you.
let me into Washington.
These were hints. Yeah, these were hints.
They were hints.
And then the final hint that really sells things. And I remember even I noticed this, and I thought it was weird. I mean, the whole time I noticed those other things, but I was like, I guess he's just a really high strung guy. Like,
yeah. Usually the hints are like depicted in some sort of way like that.
But the moment that stood out was when he was fighting Sportsmaster, and Sportsmaster randomly was like, "Red Arrow, huh? More like Broken Arrow." And it was weird because Sportsmaster never made no joke like that before. I was like, "That's a real corny joke." I was like, why did he say that?" And then you find out later that was Red Arrow's his code phrase. No, the code phrase was Broken Arrow. So what, Sportsmaster would say that because like here's the beautiful thing about that scene, why it was so good, because he says more like Broken Arrow, and then it cuts away from the fight, and you see something else that's happening in the episode. But then when they reveal that he was the mole the whole time, you see what actually happened. Sportsmaster says more like Broken Arrow, and then suddenly he pauses and goes like that, and Sportsmaster walks up to him and gives him his orders. Like that was the code to put him in the state so you can receive his orders.
Fucking lame joke.
Yeah, that was crazy, man.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it was like it's like moments like that. Like it's one of those moments, like you said, where you're like, this is a telling moment here.
And like, bro, you got to be on the lookout for these moments because they happen all the time. Like if you meet someone new, like just like I mean for an extended period. You meet someone new for an extended period. You're hanging out, and you're getting like something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong.
Yeah.
You usually can tell.
Yeah.
You usually can tell.
Like with me, one of the things that made me know that girl, the same girl we're talking about who suggested this porn thing to me, or was talking about this porn thing. Well, one of the funny things she said that, I'll just say this and then we'll get back to the main topic. But one of the things that made me suspicious of her right away, and there was someone else that this happened to with as well. She said to me that she doesn't have any female friends. Like she doesn't really. Females are always beefing with her. Fucking
wrong.
away. Yeah, I was like,
Wrong when I hear that.
I was like, mm.
Whenever I hear, if I hear men say I don't got no male friends, females say they don't have no female friends, or anyone say I ain't got no friends, I'm like something's wrong.
Yeah, I got no
wrong.
friends.
Something's wrong.
There was this girl we work with that I know, and she was telling us these stories about how people are like, oh no, it wasn't that. She always had a story as to why she didn't fuck with someone. And I remember thinking in my head, I was like, at some point it has to be her, right? I was like, there's no way that everybody in this fucking school is just evil or they're like some kind of villain.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
I was like, at some level it had to be her.
To a certain extent, you really gotta like do some self-reflecting. It's like, all right, here are all these people. There's like 30 odd people, and they all don't fuck with me. Like, come on, bro.
Nah, bro, it's everybody else.
Cause like, bro, especially if it's those 30 people don't even fuck with each other like that. Come on.
And they
bro.
also don't. They all agree though in unison to
Yes,
not fuck
like,
with
they
you.
don't fuck with each other, but they all are like that one over there is the op. Something wrong.
It's like the meme with the knights, and they're all of them is like not fucking with you, and they're but the funny thing, really, fuck you, man. I think I lost it. You just
Always
said
losing.
it. Fuck, what was it? They're not fucking with you. Damn, what was it? Oh no. Okay, it was a joke. All right, so now I know. Nah, bro, I just be chilling. It don't got nothing to do with me. I just be chilling.
Yeah.
I just be
Yeah,
chilling.
it's those same type of people that blame the world for everything. Like, oh, why do they have it out for me? Why God? Why this?
Yeah,
But
It's just like, damn, like you got the worst life imaginable, but it's like you're creating you're putting yourself in those situations, or in those conflicts.
Yeah.
You contributing to the problem.
And a lot of times people really do be doing that to themselves.
Yeah.
They will just like make their situation worse. They will make all these bad decisions, and like you can talk to them sometimes. Say, hey, why are you doing this? And they'll be like, because I have to. If someone ever tells you because I have to, just stop worrying about them. Stop worrying.
Stop worrying about them.
Stop worrying about them.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I know this is like a real broad statement, but when someone says some shit like that to you because I have to, it's really like they're doing shit they don't want to do, but they have some sort of like image in their head that they're trying to like keep up to, and like you can't help people like that.
Oh yeah, you definitely.
You can't help
Yeah,
people like
it's
that.
trying to play psychologist is never a good thing to do. Don't
I'm
try.
not
Don't,
saying like that is like because like sometimes your friend's struggling, you might like, yo, what's going on? Maybe we can like talk it out. You hear some shit like, oh man, because I have. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'll catch you later. You'll figure it out.
You gonna have to sit with that one for a while.
Yeah, you'll-
Come back to me with another one. But yeah, that
yeah,
one.
you just shut the fuck up. I do that a lot. Like I'll be talking to someone about an issue and they'll say something. Heck, the porn thing was a huge part of it. One of the things she said that made me just kind of stop talking about it and stop like engaging with her was one, she kept going on and on about it. Like she kept talking about it and she kept doing this. This is what was annoying to me. She kept saying, "Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. Like I'm sorry if I'm like get to keep going on and on about it. I'm so sorry." I was like, if you're so sorry, yeah, I was like, if you're so sorry, you'd stop doing it. I started thinking in my head.
Say shit like that, they're not sorry.
Yeah, I was like, why the fuck are you apologizing if you keep talking about it? I was like, if you
as Mr. McCarty used to say, don't be sorry, just don't do it.
exactly. So I was like, because it was starting to get annoying after a point when she kept going on and on about it. I was like, come on, it's not.
Yeah.
I think I did dead. think I dead said to her.
Now it's getting to a point where now I'm going to provide my opinion on this because you bothered the fuck, you badgering me. With
Yeah,
this
yeah.
shit. I was staying shut, but now you trying to put me in the cage.
Your hitter was like, look, man, if you into bitches like that, maybe you should get like that. I don't tell you. Get like that.
Look, man, I hate to break it to you. I didn't want to be the one to have to tell you, but I guess I do. And
I guess I do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you ain't in it, and he's finding it.
Yeah, so
he's
like
finding it somewhere else.
one thing she said though that was very telling, and I think I ended the conversation pretty quickly after she said this shit. She was like, "Oh my god!" Like she was like, "Oh, I just want to be enough. Like, why can't I be enough?" I was like,
That
yeah, we're good.
That idea of
I was like, something's
being
wrong.
enough or-
Yeah, because her saying it's not, why am I not enough? It made me realize that all the other things she was saying were not the real reasoning, and the real reason was her own insecurities.
Yeah. It was like you don't care that he's watching porn. It's you wanted him to be like, damn, babe, I'm horny. Come on, like.
Yeah,
Sometimes
it's a
that's
symptom of a
option.
larger issue.
Because like
Sometimes you shouldn't bitch me. I'll tell you. Like, it has nothing to do with you.
yeah,
bro.
that's what I was trying to
It has nothing
explain.
do
I
with
kept
you,
trying to
bro.
explain to her, and it's so crazy that I agree that he shouldn't be watching porn. But I'm trying to explain to her that him watching porn has nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not nothing to do with you.
Well, we don't know the guy, so we can't be.
Yeah, I was saying, I think I did.
I'm saying in general though, like
I think I did say that several times. Like I don't know him personally.
The average guy,
but generally speaking,
would
yeah,
use it in that way.
I was like, generally speaking, I don't think he's thinking about you at all. I was like, I don't think it really matters. I think I did say that, and then I caught myself. Like, damn.
That shit work.
Yeah.
I was thinking about you at all. I was like, I know that's the problem.
Yeah,
but I think there should be like some. I think we talked about this when what was it, the witchcraft? Yeah, remember that episode we did about the witchcraft?
Yeah.
How like she would incorporate that into the relationship, and you guys move in together, and like she has it all over the place. I think there should be some level of respect for your significant other, where like if they're not, let's say, fond of that, or let's say like they allow you to do it, but you could tell they don't really, they rather you not do it. But they're not gonna break up with you over it. You should just at least try to not be caught in the act, or do it in a separate room and have your headphones on.
But that's the thing. Man just watching it on his own computer. She
Also,
went searching for
She
it.
didn't catch him in the act.
Yeah,
bro.
she went
look for
searching.
him.
No, I'm not saying that example.
Yeah, I know
but I'm
what
just
you mean.
saying generally, like if that's an issue, but she's willing to compromise on that, you should
Which
at
is why I
least
said you
respect
have to
those
have-
boundaries.
You have to have those conversations with people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because
And vice versa. If you're not a fan of it, she should be. Like
yeah, there has to be a certain level, right? Like, because like in her, the whole thing, like you just said.
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable with you watching porn. Try to make it so she doesn't see it, blah blah, because it doesn't make her comfortable.
Yeah.
Like this is a general acceptable thing, right? Acceptable boundary, right? But then like weird shit. Like I remember the conversation got into weird territory, and this was another moment I was like, I'm not fucking talking about this.
Yeah.
Because I was like, this is getting weird. She was like, at one point she says that like, and she had a pick me dude telling her all this dumb shit. He's telling her that he does that his porn usage has nothing to do with her. And then she says, like something like oh, if you're really in love with somebody, then you shouldn't be looking at any other women. Like it should never, like if you're truly in love with someone, you don't look at other people. And I was like, that's not true at all. I was like, he's still a human with like human.
I got eyes, bro. Not
Hell,
even in the sense where I'm gonna like start looking and be like, damn, I wish I had this. It's like you're gonna notice, like if you are attracted to something, you're just gonna notice it.
yeah.
You're just gonna notice it unconsciously. You'll be walking down the street and be like, damn, that person's attractive, and
Yeah.
you'll just
That's
go
what I was
back
trying
on.
to explain to her. I was like, he's gonna register unconsciously. I was like, he's gonna find people attractive. That's how humans work.
It's just part of the observation. Like it's just
I was like, it doesn't mean he's gonna fuck
that's what
him.
you do with the observation.
Yeah.
It's the after.
Yeah.
It's just like I can look and be like, that person's attractive.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, just move on.
But it's like you got to be. They expect you to just be automatically closed off to everything, every experience, everything that happens.
I
Like
bought this
I'm
ring
the
for
only
you.
thing.
You are it,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah,
You're
'cause
the pinnacle.
I remember seeing a skit like that where this guy he says when you get with a girl and you're in a relationship and how you supposed to act when other women come around, and he was just walking down the street.
Oh yeah. I saw
And
that
random
video.
woman would be coming up to him, asking him just like legitimate questions,
Some
like,
innocuous
"Oh, do you
shit.
know where the nearest train is at?" Yeah, my girl know. Like, you go ask her. Oh yeah, you dropped your wallet. Oh no, my girl pick it up. She got it. Yeah,
Oh,
like
he just left it there.
yeah,
He just left
he
it.
said, "Yeah, I got a girl. Like, it's cool."
He just left it there.
That was his response for every
You know,
legitimate
that
thing.
shit, that's just weird.
But catch if you want
Male
to
or female, that's just weird.
if you want to hear weird, catch what she said to me when I was like, she was like,
I remember what she said.
yeah,
to me.
she
I-
said, she's like, oh, that may be true for you, but I was like, bitch.
Yeah,
That shit was weird.
I was like, why are you signaling me? I was like, no, everybody on the fucking planet thinks that way. I remember I got angry. I was like, everyone on the fucking planet thinks that
You know
way.
what the fuck
You're
you-
yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, you're the one living in fucking fantasy land. I was like, if you think you're ever gonna find a guy who just doesn't get attracted to women, I was like, I don't know what universe
If
you're
you find
living
a
in.
guy who doesn't get attracted to other women except for you, I don't know who gonna tell her, but
He's lying.
she's just trying
Or
to.
gay.
She's just trying to find a guy that hide that shit well. I think in the back,
That's the thing.
in the deep
Yes.
crevices of her mind, she know that. Come on, ain't
Oh
no
yeah,
guy
she's
like
lying.
that.
Yeah, she's
but,
lying.
But
but that's how you end up dating liars.
Yeah.
and
But-
then
but-
that just
but the-
causes
but the thing is,
more problems.
you got to be that's part of like to not be stupid is to not say dumb shit like that
Yeah.
because that makes no sense. Like I will say something and in my head be like, wait a minute, that makes no sense. And I'll start like, challenging the idea. I realize I said something that sounds weird. I do that real time in conversations. I'll pause. Like there's probably been moments where I'm probably talking to Ray where I'll say something and I'll probably notice me just pause for some reason. It will literally be I'll think about what I just said and be like, wait a minute. that was
Wait a
weird.
minute, it was me.
I was like,
I
oh,
was
that was
the
kind-
ball the whole time.
yeah.
yeah.
So like, that's very dumb. But then I remember I would try to explain that to her. She was like, oh, but well, my friend says that or blah blah blah.
Oh my.
And then
God.
yeah, her friend said that. I was like, your friend. I just dead. I said, I was like, but your friend is lying.
Yeah.
I was like, your friend is
Yo,
lying.
I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna be the most sexist thing I ever said. Stop listening to your whole ass friends, bro.
Facts. And
No,
you
it was a
getting-
male friend. I was like, he's lying to
They
you.
be
I
getting
didn't
advice.
specify a gender.
Yeah.
Stop listening to your
Facts.
whole ass
They
friends.
be getting advice from people that don't know nothing about their situation. It's crazy.
No, bro. When you listen to your
They
whole
tell
ass
them they
friends,
tell them a
they
little
want you to
bit
be single.
a
That
little
ass.
a little bit of what happened. It's like they want you to be fucking, like you said, single, lonely,
They want you
depressed,
to
as
be
fuck
like
as
them.
dumb.
They want you to be-
And like they'll have that like toxic positivity. It's like, I'm on your side, whatever you say. And it's like, that's
Yeah.
bad. That is incorrect.
Mm.
Like, I've literally made my friends cry because they come to me with the situation. I'm like, it was you. You were the problem. And they're like, why? Literally, why are you saying this to me? He's like, because it's true.
Why
Yeah.
are you saying this to me?
I mean, you naturally would want to go to your friends to vent, but like when they giving you certain advice that's like drastically altering your situation,
If
Yeah,
my
you
friend
gotta-
comes to me to vent and they just vent, go ahead. But if you
Yeah.
ask me a question, and it's like, why would they do that to me? I was like, I mean, if you're
Yeah.
asking a question, here's the answer. It was you. It was your
Yeah.
problem. You did it.
Yeah, I'll just listen if they're just talking. They're just talking.
Yeah.
And I won't
also
share any
ultimately, I
opinions.
think we all play a part in those situations. Obviously, we don't
You live in a
expect
society, bro.
we don't expect for it to turn out that way, but we pick the people that we partner up with and choose to go on this journey of life with.
And I feel like it's really important when you pick these people to have conversations with them
Yeah.
about these types of things. Like
But-
you don't gotta hide it away. Like, look, man,
This is
if you
Oh,
take
keep
that
going.
shit and you in the spank bank once a month, just let that be known, bro. So look,
Yeah.
man, once a month,
Yeah.
I spank the bank. Like I
Yeah.
make a deposit just
Yeah.
once a month. Leave me alone.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe that level of honesty is what's
I
missing.
remember. It reminds me Dexter, the show Dexter, not Laboratory. That's the clear.
It's a great show though.
Yeah.
Great show.
Laboratory though.
But in Dexter, right? The first girl that he's with in the beginning, and he ends up having to kill with, like she had this history of trauma that she'd been through,
Oh yeah.
where like I think he raped her or like
Yeah. And
physically
he was
abused
he
her.
was raping her, and I think and physically
Yeah.
abusing her. Yeah.
So that transferred over to his relationship with her, and then he just remembered like having to like live up to a certain standard being around her because she had been through so much. And then I remember he had like because he goes into these inner monologues a lot throughout the show, and he was like, "Well, she went from she's going from a convict, or I forgot what term that he used to describe him, but basically like a guy that is a domestic abuser to a serial killer. It's kind of hard to not take that personal because he was basically
Oh yeah, I do
yeah,
remember that one
because he was
specifically.
saying that like he could never envision a day where he could honestly tell her like, yeah, I kill people, but only individuals that are bad. Because he was like, damn, like,
Yeah, how do you explain something like
yeah,
that
how
to
do you
somebody?
explain that? It's like these are your choices. These are the men that you're choosing. It's kind of hard to not take that personal. Like,
Yeah.
look at yourself personally.
Yeah.
You know, like he constantly wanted to chase that standard of like
Yeah.
being a good fit, making it make sense for her.
Yeah, you know, it's it makes me wonder if maybe that level of honesty, like just being honest, like it's like if you masturbate or something, I masturbate.
Yeah.
Just letting them know.
And you know, like we're only talking about this one specific topic. One specific topic. I don't know why I couldn't say that.
Mm.
We're only talking about that.
Yeah, I'm talking honesty
Right?
in general.
Only because like it's just relevant. But I'm talking about in general. Like if you have issues or things you wish to discuss, just be straight up and tell them. Like I've definitely had to like open my mouth and say, "Hey, this thing that I'm doing has nothing to do with you. It's not that you are not good enough. It's not none of that."
Yeah, but it might come off as that. It might come off as like an excuse or
Yeah, but like
what's that other cliche saying that people
it's
people
not you,
use?
it's me.
Yeah, like
Well,
they don't know what to do with that. It's
That's why
just
you
like,
kinda-
it could really
But
be
I'm
you.
saying,
It
like,
could really be
you
you.
have to have the conversation, and you have to like sit there and really like have the.
It feels empty. It's
You
not.
can't just like listen
fulfilling.
and be, okay, I hear what you. No, you gotta like.
You have to have
both
a-
sides have to talk.
You have to have like a devil may cry kind of attitude to it as well. Like a devil may
Not
cry.
that you ever played that game.
Nah, yeah, but you gotta have a devil may cry kind of attitude to it because you have
Isn't
to
the
accept.
devil may care?
It is, but I just like
Oh,
that.
like add the
I just
cry
like
part?
saying I say that on purpose.
Okay.
Yo, Emilio loves when I say that shit. Every time I say that shit, he smiles. But you have to have like a devil may care kind of attitude because you have to say your piece, like your
Mhm.
thing, your flaw, and you have to accept that they will take of it what they will. Like remember
Yeah.
when I was saying with that girl I was seeing, when I told her she started getting bothered by the fact that I didn't reply as often, that kind of stuff. And then I said to her, you know, I remember I gave her that full disclosure. I was like, I'm the kind of person who I get very fixated on things that I do. I have a very strict
Yeah.
routine that I follow. I was like, I'm
And
not
do with
going.
that what you will.
Yeah, I was like,
You
I'm
know?
not gonna
That's what I
reply to
put out
you
there.
very often. I was like, I was
Yeah.
just dead ass. I was like, we're not gonna see each other that much. I'm not gonna talk to you that much. I'm just being honest. I just want you to know this going
Yeah,
forward.
no, definitely.
That
You
way you're not
definitely
keeping
hit
them at arm's length for wasting their time.
You definitely
Yeah.
gotta hit them.
Having
with
them
the-
expect
I
more.
gave her the choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
You hit them with the hammer sometimes.
Yeah.
Because the hardest conversations are hard because like you know that they're not going to take it well.
Yeah.
Usually, most of the time, you know, it's like,
Yeah.
and it's like, look, man, rip the band-aid off, have the conversation. It's like,
Yeah.
look, I do X, Y, Z. It has nothing to do with like you. It's not that you are not enough. It's not. It's not any of that. It's just this is what I do.
It's not
Yeah.
your responsibility to satisfy them with the, I guess, that reason you give. Like you take of it what you
Yeah,
will.
because that's the
Definitely.
same. The girl when she was talking to me about why I'm not replying to her as often. That's one thing she said. She was like, "Oh, I was wondering if it's like, what are you like not attracted to me or something?" I was like, "No, I'm attracted to you. It has nothing to do with you. I think this is just
Yeah.
how I am."
Yeah.
I was like, if you, I was like, there have been times where I've disappeared from my friends for like 6 months at a time. It just vanished. I was like, this is just something I do sometimes. I was like, it's just me. I was like, it has nothing to do with you.
Fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like generally speaking, yeah, of course you're gonna, try to be better.
Accommodating.
Yeah, try to
You're gonna be
accommodate.
accommodating.
things.
You're like, all right, like say you go like paintball every weekend, and it's like you're now dating someone. You're like, all right, maybe I won't go every weekend, but like I'm still gonna go paintball. Like
Yeah.
that's what I do. Like, that's my fun. Like I go.
It's my identity.
I don't even say that. It's just like like, if you go paintball every week, you probably got a crew. You probably got a place. It's your third place at this point.
You ever been, man?
I've been paintball. Yeah.
It could be.
I got paintball guns in the
It
house.
could just be your thing. Maybe it's your decompression thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm
where
saying.
you
Like it's just the thing you do to enjoy.
Yeah.
And I'm saying like when you start dating someone, you might not go every weekend because that's the weekend. That's prime time date time where you are both off work. You both have the free time. You might sacrifice a few paintball days so you can go out and
Yeah.
do something with your new significant other.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, because like one thing about me is I don't really like I prefer just chilling, right? And I don't really
You
like
be chilling, bro.
yeah, just be chilling,
Mm.
being chilling. But I don't like going out to do fancy kind of things. Like heck, even when we hang out, you guys see like I'm the kind of person who, and we all like this to be honest. We like just going to those bars and just chilling. Like it just
Nah,
random
I
ass
don't know about y'all,
bar.
just be chilling, bro. I don't
Yeah,
be
just-
doing that. I'll be doing
to
none
be
of that.
honest. But like, you date a girl and she wants to go out to dinner and all kind of stuff, and you kind of you don't want to do it, but you do it
Nah,
because
I like going to restaurants.
You like
I
wearing
don't.
suits, dressing
Nah, I
up,
like
going out
doing
to
that.
eat,
I like going to
a
restaurants.
fedora hat.
I be wearing the sweatiest sweatpants though.
see, but I don't like.
Damn,
I'll pull
bro.
up to the 5-star in the Adidas.
You gotta pull
bro.
up in a nice fit, bro.
Nah.
In the nice V,
Nah, bro.
man. Get the
If
Tesla.
I'm going, I'm wearing the sweatpants because I'm about to eat, bro.
Yeah, but see, my
Yeah.
thing is,
You be wearing an apron,
but
bro.
even the restaurants that you be going
It
to,
depends.
usually they're just like normal eat out kind of
Nah,
places.
bro. I go to Michelin star restaurants.
Yeah.
No, you don't. Yeah,
I'm still.
but no, usually they're like.
I think I've been to a few.
Yeah, of course you've been to a few, but I'm saying like generally speaking, when you eat, you go to
I mean,
places that
generally speaking, people.
you go to nice places.
Yeah.
But they're not like I'm saying like these people want to go to like dinner, like
Nah, but that's not
dinner
even.
date.
I don't even think that's a raid thing, though.
Dinner
I think
date.
generally speaking, nobody's just
Wants to go
waltzing
to-
into 5-star restaurants like that. Unless
Yeah.
you got that kind of money.
Shit. No, but there's an ambiance. Like I don't like.
She wants that because
Yeah.
well, obviously people are different, but I feel like with a person that is going to ask you to do that for them because
Yeah.
they want that date to have some kind of like significance or
Yeah.
like meaning.
Yeah.
Not that they expect you
Yeah.
to be some
Yeah,
5-star
but
restaurant.
generally
person
speaking,
on
though, that's
top.
just not my kind of thing. Like I don't like one thing I hate about restaurants that are like
Yeah.
romance restaurants. The fucking dim lighting is fucking annoying. I hate that bullshit where I can't see nothing. I'm just like, why the fuck is?
Never mind, because I can usually see.
I fucking hate
I
that
usually can
shit.
see.
Nah, it just,
Nah,
it
but
just-
there are definitely some places that are a little too dark. You're like, nigga, why am I
Yeah.
walking
Yeah.
in a maze in the dark, bro?
and then we got
Turn some brights on.
then you gotta
right?
dress up. You gotta dress up and shit. I'm like, why can't we just eat at home? I was like, why
Yeah.
can't we just have a
Look,
nice?
I can say at least when the first because in the
That
the
expresses
beginning
something to
phase,
them. That's why.
You're
It
You're at
expresses
least trying to
something.
impress each
Yeah,
other.
it's an impression thing.
You're at least trying, and I'm not even saying you got to do it to a certain extent where you're like no longer who you are, but you just putting your best
Yeah.
foot forward,
Yeah.
right?
It's an interview.
So
it's like an interview. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying like you got to start wearing 5-star suits all the time, but
Like
then
when you
once
when
get
you
it,
go to
it's
job
like,
when you go to job
"Ha-ha."
interviews, you wear suits,
Nah, sure.
right?
Nah,
Or
I don't know
button-down
about
shirts?
you, bro. I just be chilling.
You just be chilling, bro.
Just be
But
chilling.
when you went on interviews in the past, how would you go to an interview?
Yeah, of course, you show up with the right outfit.
But
the
that's
right
not
uniform.
is that. But yeah, but that's not your style. You're not dressing like that every
Mm.
day.
No.
So that's
To a certain extent.
That's
Well, but my general point though was,
it's the same
I-
thing with where if you
yeah,
do
I accommodate
Yeah.
her. I take her to these places, even though I don't really enjoy them.
yeah.
Mainly because every once in a while it's okay. If she wants it, I was dating a girl who wanted to do that shit all the time. That's when it became annoying.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
when it
yeah, I'm
became
not
annoying.
I'm not keeping up impressing every day. I did it this one time because I had to flex real quick.
I feel like,
But I'm average. I'm average at best.
You gotta you gotta have a common ground.
Yeah.
You gotta figure out what's going on real quick.
Yeah.
Because like, say you do go on these restaurant dates or whatever, and you're really not into it, and she really is.
Yeah.
You're probably not.
Yeah, you gotta-
And see, I feel like not to
You
make
gotta
it a
sabotage.
not to make it a
Sabotage.
sexist thing, but I feel like I don't know how you guys look at it, but I don't even have that as a guy. I don't have that like, yeah, she gotta give her best impression to me. It's only like I feel like it's only with us that we gotta like really put our best foot forward. Because
Yeah.
with a girl, it's just more of like I want her to come across as likable in the sense of I can have a conversation with her.
Yeah.
But she
I
don't
feel
gotta pull up on me and dress in heels and she don't gotta
Oh,
talk a certain way
She
and
don't gotta pull up
articulate
in the
herself.
Beamer.
Yeah, like my bar is not that high as far as impressing me.
I
So
feel like that's just the difference of values, and not even like a male or female thing. I feel like it's like we was kind
and
of
it's
taught the
it's
difference.
generational. It's
Yeah.
like historically, that's what's been what like
Wait,
people
wait,
did.
wait. Are you making a general statement like that? Like the standard is more on your side, like it's higher for you than her, or you just?
I feel
think
like
You have to put more effort.
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, I feel like we at least think that like we might not the girl might not care. Like obviously there's girls out there that
Depends on the person.
yeah.
But you don't know who you fucking around
But
with.
I don't
until
want
you
to. I don't
fucking
want to
around
fuck.
with
I don't want to fuck around and find out that oh, she actually did want that best impression, and then I end up losing her. So it's like
But to a certain extent, like it's weird, right? Because like you can't know someone until you like go out
Definitely,
with them for a few
definitely.
times,
Yeah.
right? And it's weird because like you'll go to those nice restaurant places or whatever, maybe on the first date. Well, not a super nice one, but you know, you go to a restaurant
Yeah.
date, and that might be like this is normal for me. Like I do this, like this is what I do for fun. And you're just like I'm doing this to put that best impression forward, and then you'll end up having that conversation. It's like like later down the line, it's like you never take me to those restaurants, and it's like I never liked going to those. It's like then why the fuck did you go? Which is why I feel that you gotta like take them on a first date to like somewhere that you both kind of like, or like you gotta show them it's like,
Neutral
hey,
ground.
This is what I'm about type
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm still showing you my best foot. Like this is the best impression, but
Yeah.
It ain't your
fuck around and
best
find
foot
out.
if you doing that on the regular though.
Yeah. See,
Yes,
the
it
thing-
is,
That's your best foot on the regular.
bro. Me at my best is doing the things that I enjoy.
That's a good point.
That's an interesting way of looking at it.
But like,
That's a good way of looking at
yeah, I
it.
remember I said something, and I mean, Ray knows I'm a very insular kind of
He's a
person
weirdo, bro.
in terms of like the things I enjoy and like the way, like I'm just not the most romantic kind of guy. Like I'm more of like an acts of service, an acts of service kind of guy. Like I do things, and then like I'll do things to show my commitment or love to someone, right?
You think about this shit too deep.
Yeah. Well,
He won't do it, but he'll think about it real hard.
yeah. So like I remember I was gonna take this girl on a date and I was gonna go see Creed, right? And so I'm telling the girl about seeing Creed, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if she would like that movie. I was like, oh, I'm interested. And then the and then the other girl I was talking to,
A movie
she-
coming?
yeah,
Look,
the other girl
Jesus,
I was
man.
talking to was like, oh, you know, you could take her to go see something else or to do something that she would like. I was like, I don't give a fuck what she wants to do. I want to see Creed. That's what I said.
I mean,
and then, but
yeah.
it just came out. It just slipped out. I was like, oh shit, I sound like an asshole. I was like, I didn't mean to. It's like I really want to see
Bro,
Creed.
you're also on the date. So if you're doing shit you don't like, you're not gonna enjoy the date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
And if
fuck
it
around,
bothers
go
you
see
that
Creed.
if it bothers you that much to be pulling up in a suit and then having to go to this lavish restaurant, if that bothers you to that extreme,
Yeah.
to that extent, then
you shouldn't be doing
yeah, you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, it just slipped out, man.
To me, I like to eat. Don't necessarily got to be the finest of restaurants, but if it is like that one time I'm doing it, sure. I've never been to the restaurant. It's probably got great food if it's heralded as some kind of
I'm a
top tier place.
I'm a very kind of sloppy. I'm a very kind of sloppy
Usually?
burger kind of guy, you know.
Usually
if
not.
Yeah.
if you go to those
They
places,
booked every week. Reservations.
Dorcia, like fucking American
So,
Psycho, fucking
bro.
Dorcia.
If you just because somewhere is popular doesn't mean the food's good.
That's
Because
true.
there's a lot of Instagrammable places where
Yeah.
it looks nice and people will go there
Oh,
to get their flicks.
we see that
But
shit.
then
With,
you eat the food and you're like, this shit is
we
ass.
see that shit with the nightclubs. Remember when we got into that
Shit's
exalted nightclub that we've been trying to get
Popularity
into?
isn't necessarily
Yeah, it's not
indicator
indicative
of, yeah.
of quality.
Yeah, we got into that exalted nightclub and we got there and it was the
Which
same.
one was that?
I don't want to say the name.
No, like
Yeah.
The one
I'm saying
under
if you
the
could dance
one-
around it.
The one that under the one where we normally go.
And then we got in there. Remember, we got in there
Was it
with
K-Town?
Ref. Yeah, it was in
Oh,
Cape
yeah,
Town.
yeah,
We got in there with Ref,
Yep, yep.
and we looked and it was just like we're like, this is no different than the other place.
Yeah.
I was like, this is
Grass is always
crazy.
greener, right?
Yeah, I was like, this is
Yeah.
no different than the other place. I mean, okay.
But you didn't know that until you did it. So
yeah, it was good to
sometimes,
find out.
sometimes you want to
Sometimes
venture in
you
that.
do
But
gotta
yeah,
go
it was
find
nice.
out.
It was nice to realize that because then I was like, okay, well now we know that we never need
Yeah.
to do that shit ever again.
You know-
You
you
hop
never-
the border, you're like, wow, I'm going home.
Yeah, it was like we don't have to pay that
And,
fee.
and honestly, that's probably the case for a lot, not just restaurants, but a lot of things that are like things that are
grass
popular,
is
but
greener,
you
yeah.
haven't done it yet. Like you probably
Well, I
probably
don't-
do it. And
No,
then
no, no, no.
Yo, ziplining is not that fun, bro. I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you know that, shit right
is,
now.
You probably do it, and
seems-
it's like, damn, this was hyped up. I heard people say that about skydiving. It's supposed to be a life changing experience. That's on the bucket list for everybody. And then you
Riding a
do
jet
it.
ski though, that shit's
I'm-
good.
I'll never
that
do it,
shit's
but-
good.
Well, you see, the thing
I ride
is-
jet ski.
I've
Yeah.
done it.
Yeah, you gotta.
That's fun.
It was
Yeah.
alright. It was alright.
Yeah,
It was
like,
mid. It was
I
mid.
think
It was good
jet-
mid. It was
Jet
good
skis
mid.
were, were you not racing with your boys on the jet
I was
ski?
not racing, bro. I was not racing on that.
That's why you
them
Well,
things
see,
don't
that-
got brakes, bro. You fuck around nose dive into the water.
Well, you can't swim?
You can't swim either.
Nah.
And I was still racing, nigga.
You asking a person that can't swim and you can't
I
swim
can't swim.
yourself.
I wasn't afraid. Why you afraid, bro?
But yeah,
I saw you in Miami. You stayed in that water. You was like this.
Look, man, if I fuck around and die, I die. Like,
if I
Got
die,
out.
I
I'm like,
die.
yo, you can't swim, right?
Right,
He's like,
so?
I don't know that.
I remember one time I was on a train, and this story is so fucking funny. I'm sitting there chilling on the train. Some guy comes on in a chef outfit. He was wearing a chef outfit. He had like the fucking hat and the clothes, and he had a box of donuts. He walked up to me, he was like, "Hey man, you want a donut?" I made some donuts, and I had extra. And I took the donut. I was like, "Oh yeah, thanks, man." I take the donut, I'm eating. I'm like, "Oh wait." I was like, "Oh man, this could have been like poisoned or some shit. I don't know who this guy is." And I was
Thanks.
like, if I die, I die. And I just started eating the donut. I was like, I'm just gonna enjoy the donut. At least I got to enjoy a nice donut. That was my exact thought. It was so weird.
fucking handmade donut by a chef.
Exactly. I was like, I get to enjoy a nice little handmade donut before I die.
Not the
I was
worst way
like,
to go.
Yeah, yeah. But
Well, imagine it was Ash. He's like, damn, that nigga get fucked.
I don't even die. I refuse to die. I refuse to die. I'm like, no. I'm not dying on that note.
Yo,
I'm not
Oh,
dying on
man.
that note. But anyways, this is a great point that you guys bring up here because people love to make these like general, and I guess I'm even willing to admit that I was like this at some point too. I feel like a lot of us were like this. Something they will have a good experience or a good reaction to something, and they decide that
Heighten it.
everyone needs
Heighten
to
it, yeah.
experience this thing. Everyone has to experience this thing. It's necessary as a person for you to experience this because they had a good reaction
I
to it.
really try hard to
The
refrain.
Empire State Building.
Something like that.
I really try hard to refrain from that. Like that's sometimes I encounter that issue with things that I like or like really, really enjoy. Cause it's like, damn, it's like I want to tell at least one or two other people. But then I'm like, I'm only one person. Like the things that I like, the things that I enjoy.
I mean, I'll go and tell my friends, like, yo, I did this thing. It was fun.
But I can't
When
I can't
go and
expect.
be like, yo, guys, this is the best thing that's ever happened.
But you gotta
Like,
approach. You
sliced
gotta
bread
approach it.
Don't compare.
You can't sell it. Like you gotta approach it to them with.
No, you can even sell it, but it's like you don't have to.
You got. I feel like you got to factor in who they are as a person. Would they enjoy?
And you
Would
don't
they
have
like
to.
it?
You don't have to tell them that this is gonna change their life or
Yeah.
anything like that. Like for example, meditation, right? I recommend meditation to you people usually. I'm like, you could try it,
People, what do you mean
but
by
when I talk to
Yeah.
people, but there's a funny thing where even meditation, there are some people who like when they breathe in deeply like that, it increases their panic. Some people does the exact opposite. So like there's always like a
Yeah.
1 in 10. You know, there's for
Always an
everything.
exception, right?
There's a 1 in 10. You know, it's crazy, right? But like even like I learned a long time ago to just accept the things that I enjoy and the things that I really like as like specific to me. Like there's just things that I really enjoy. So like actually describing it's like having conversations with Ray would be like some of the moments that would expose because Ray is usually a very blunt kind of person. I think we're both very blunt kind of people. So like having a friend who's like me that's very kind of blunt, I would talk to him about things, and his very blunt reaction to it would kind of sober me and make me realize that not everyone shares the kind of same perspective
Yeah.
on things. Like especially when it comes to like
Yo, nigga, that's
fiction.
stupid.
yeah, like fiction.
Yeah, you
right?
gotta you gotta remove that, and that's what people don't do. They
Yeah.
can't remove themselves out of
Yeah,
that
yeah,
experience.
yeah,
Why
yeah.
do you enjoy it particularly more than what someone else would
Because
get
like
from it?
because like even with GI Joe, right?
Mhm.
Like I will send you those GI Joe panels that I
Mm-hmm.
think are cool, but I don't sit there and tell you need to read the whole comic.
Yeah.
I just send you the parts I think are really funny or cool, and I send them to you. And I just and I'm like, if he likes it, he likes it.
That's like if let's say I know someone that really enjoys mafia movies, and I'm not like the mafia movie type kind of person, but let's say I know of like Goodfellas and The Godfather. Like these are classically known as being up there as far as like just movies in general, and it's in the mafia genre. So if I encountered that person, let's say they didn't watch The Godfather, but they love mafia movies, I'm like, then I'll probably
that's
insert more of the hypeness into it. Like, yo, you say you like what mafia movies?
Yeah, like
and
this
you've
is-
never seen the
like-
the pinnacle of that? Like,
yeah.
you know, because I know that they're gonna enjoy the movie regardless because they like mafia movies.
Yeah.
But then it's The Godfather, so on top of the
Yeah, you get a gauge of where they're at, what kind of person they are, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, you're the kind of person that would probably enjoy this thing. Like I just
Yeah.
suspect. And the funny thing is, even with someone, this is hilarious. Like I've discovered this a few times in my life. Someone will seem like you'll agree on everything else. And you're like, okay, they will probably enjoy this thing. And they're like, nah, that shit was trash. I hated it. You're like, whoa. Like, it
Sometimes
just-
the math you do ain't mathing about the person.
Yeah, that's-
you,
that's
you
so-
thought you had to figure it out. You really
yeah, that
don't.
stuff is so funny to me.
It is kind of funny because
Yeah.
that's happened a few times where, like me, you know, Gusto,
Yeah.
homie, we'll talk about certain like animes or whatever because that's the thing that we share, and we just have varying opinions.
Mm.
And I'm just like, I remember this guy has shit opinions.
Yeah, like
You
for
get to a
example,
point, you're not recommending shit.
Husto
to no one.
specifically actually is funny because
I
he'll
don't think he has shit opinions.
Yeah,
Me and
no,
him don't have the
he's
same
great.
opinions.
He's
Husto-
just not gonna recommend
Clarify.
none.
yeah,
anymore,
Husto's a
right?
different person.
Yeah,
So
you're
like
a different
Yeah.
person.
when Husto
I'm still recommending it.
Like, for
And when he's
example-
telling me it's bad, I'm telling you he's wrong.
He's like, oh yeah, I remember. You have shit.
Yeah.
oh yeah, you're just being funny, like having some fun.
Yeah.
But specifically with like Husto, right? Like he'll recommend to me, like he talks to me about Harley Quinn, right?
Mhm.
And I just look at Harley Quinn and I don't think it's I don't know enough about the show, but I just assume it's the
There's
kind
some
of
things
show
that are funny.
that I would not enjoy. Like I've seen clips
I don't
that I
think
thought
you'd
were
like
funny.
it.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't
other-
think you would like it.
yeah,
I
there's-
think I'd watch it and be like, it was okay. But he
Yeah.
thinks that shit's great.
yes, and I don't think anything of him
Yeah.
or of the show itself. I just remember I don't even say anything actually.
Yeah.
He recommends the show to me every time we talk. He always tells me I should watch Harley Quinn, right? Every time, right? And I didn't even talk to him that many times, but every time we
You
speak,
really likes the
fucking-
show?
yeah, right? So he's recommending Harley Quinn to me. I never say to him, that shit look like trash, blah, 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 and start going off on this whole tangent. Because I'm just like, oh, he enjoys it. I don't even tell him that I don't think I would like it. I don't say shit. I just let him talk about the show.
I actually have had the opposite experience. Not with him.
Mm.
Someone else will like, keep recommending me JoJo.
Yeah.
Not you.
Oh,
'cause you like
JoJo.
JoJo. But someone
Yeah.
else keeps recommending me like, yo, bro. I literally had to break it down. I was like, look, man, I tried. I don't like it. Shut
Yeah.
the fuck up.
Yeah.
And it's not even like I'm saying it's a trash show.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, look, man, I get it. You like it. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Some things are just
It's-
not for me.
And
Alright.
sometimes
Some
that,
things-
that tactic backfires where it's like you really pushing this thing so hard, you forcing me to go into it not wanting to like it.
Yes.
Like it's
Yeah,
putting
the moment like, I don't want to.
you're putting so much pressure on it now. Like
Now, see,
instead
I
of
think-
me going into it organically,
I think the reason why with the Harley Quinn it doesn't really bother me is because it's like he'll be talking about something he likes in the show, and that's different. I'm just interested in hearing what
yeah.
this thing is that he likes about it. Like he'll talk about specific moments that he thought were funny, and I
think
listen
the
to.
Joker being a single father. He's not a single father.
No, but being a family man.
Yeah, being a family man, and he's kind of hilarious.
I think one scene I saw that I thought was funny was and I never saw this
I
scene
think they got
before.
shared custody. I don't think he like lives with her.
There was Superman arrives to save Lois Lane.
Mhm.
Well, to save her because he was not intimidated, and he calls Damien because Damien is Harley's nemesis, and then like Damien comes in. I think he said something like, "Be gone, simpleton," or something to Superman. He's like, "I'm the one who'll handle this," and then like Superman's like, "Ah, it's so adorable. Isn't he adorable?" I remember thinking that was funny because he was like really so condescending. I just thought that shit was hilarious because Damien's being an asshole to him, and Superman doesn't even care. Superman's like, "Ah, it's so adorable."
I think I've seen that in the actual comics where Damien's like talking shit to Superman. Superman's like,
You're a good kid.
he's like, just like your dad. And he just like goes away.
Yeah, like even I was just seeing something like this relating to Superman and Batman. It was an Injustice comic where Superman was coming to announce that Lois was pregnant, and then Batman lists all these things as to why he already knew before Superman says. And he's like, and also you're grinning like an idiot. And you just see Superman smirking. And I just thought that was something that's the sign of a very confident person. Like
Yeah.
Batman could not ruin his moment. He did not care. He's like, that's just Bruce being Bruce, you know?
Yeah. He ain't
But-
gonna rain on my parade.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But generally speaking though, with that thing about not necessarily having to have people like exist in or love the things that I love or needing to do the things that I do, accepting that people do things in their own way and they're separate from me. I remember I was dating a girl, and this is gonna segue into another thing I'm gonna ask you guys. I was dating this girl, and I really like superhero stuff.
Or the comic books thing.
Yeah, so she was trying to get into comic books as well. And I remember trying to explain to her she doesn't have to do that. I was like, it's okay. It's okay. I was like, one, nowadays I don't even like them that much anymore. I was like, a few years ago, this might have really appealed to me that you're doing this. But I was like, now I'm not even as much of a big fan of them. And I was like, and it's okay. I've liked comics my whole life and not many other people like them. I was like, it's fine. I was like, well, in recent times, people started liking them more because of the movies and shit. But I was like, I've lived my whole life with people not liking them that much, and I was okay. I don't need you
Yeah, I feel that
to
way.
like them that much.
There's certain things where it's like, I don't need this person in my life to also enjoy video games as much as I do.
Yeah,
I'm gonna still play them though.
yeah,
If you want to watch me play, that's cool.
yeah,
I don't need a player too though. I'm
exactly.
good.
Yeah, and then you're just gonna ruin it. Because remember, I told you how she pissed me off and ruined. She
What is
ruined my
this
thing.
language that they're speaking in? That's
Yeah.
how they talk.
I was
man.
like, that's how they talked back then. She said it was. She was like, oh, that comic was stupid. It was
Yeah.
yo. I was like, my favorite age of comic books, and she starts trashing it, the Silver Age. I was like, you fucking. It's like I didn't even want you looking. I didn't even ask you to do this shit. Now you're insulting
Yeah,
my
nah,
shit.
someone who doesn't play games went back and
I
was
put
like,
the comic book hat on, like, damn, all right, now I'm about to flame you.
yeah, someone who doesn't play games was like, oh, I tried to like get into your thing. I saw you had Crash Bandicoot. And, this game's garbage. I'm like, oh man.
The
Why
glove.
fuck would you have to say all that shit, bro?
It's like you didn't have to say shit. I didn't
you
ask
ain't
you
have
to do
play
this.
it.
Look,
And
see,
now
I
you're
was-
gonna look me in the face and tell me Crash Bandicoot's trash.
I was just trying to be the type of person where, we can have a conversation about anything. Now we're going to have a conversation about this.
Yeah.
Now I'm about to tell you why you're wrong.
Yeah, I remember another girl I was talking to, man. I remember
Crash
I was like,
Bandicoot's not that good.
I was like, oh, I
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah.
I was like, I
Let's go
didn't.
back then.
I was like, I didn't enjoy this. I'm not gonna mention the actual movie because it's unrelated. But I was like, oh, I didn't enjoy this movie, or I don't enjoy many of these movies because they're not accurate to the comic or whatever. And I was like, I just don't really see the point in like, or like I was like, it's just kind of weird to me to watch something because I was like, it's different, I guess, if I didn't read the story. But it's like if you read the story, now you're watching this inferior rendition of it that completely strays from the source material. It's like, why would I watch that?
I don't watch some anime for that.
Yeah. So then I remember she says to me, she was like, it's not that serious, bro. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, you're literally talking about, it's like, how is it? That's a weird thing to say to me. I literally just told you I love comic books. They're my favorite thing. I tell you, I did not enjoy this adaptation of this comic book because it strays from the material, and you tell me it's not that serious. It's like, now you're insulting me.
I don't know, man. It sounds like it's not that serious.
No, because isn't it like she's denigrating my hobby now by telling me?
Nah, bro. I feel this version was so much better. Maybe your version is worse. I don't know.
I mean, that's one thing, right?
Have
if
you
you
ever
if you made a legitimate argument, like, oh, maybe, like, for example, right? I show you the story, and you're like, oh, I actually think the other version was better because of these. I can accept that. I'm like, okay, that's your opinion. But to tell me like, oh, like it's not that serious, bro. Like it's just a comic book. It's like, okay, bitch,
Yeah.
come on.
Have you ever been proven wrong? Like both. This is a question for both of you guys in terms of being recommended something that the way they explained it to you, it sounded like some shit you wasn't gonna like, but then
Oh yeah,
you
yeah,
actually took it upon yourself to watch it and was
Well-
like thoroughly surprised. Like, yo, this is
Well, me, it wasn't a
actually
recommend.
good.
It wasn't a recommendation, and I think I mentioned this on stream. It was more of a like a. There was this girl I was dating who liked Gossip Girl a lot, and I had the opinion that the
man.
show is kind of stupid, blah blah blah. And then I remember over time the show did grow on me. I was like, oh, this is not really a bad show. I was like, it's all right. I was like, there are elements. I was like, it's not really my cup of tea, but I was like, I could see why someone would enjoy this. I was like, I can understand there are the elements here of a decent show. I was like, it's not something I'd probably watch on my own. But
No,
I, can see why
I
someone
wouldn't say
would.
that counts though, because if it's not something you would watch on your own, that means you didn't really enjoy.
So
it.
you mean like something
Nah, I
that
feel like it does count because it's like,
I was more referring to like something that was like, oh no,
like you like it a lot afterwards.
this shit actually,
Trying to
it don't
think.
got to be great, but you like, nah,
I
this shit
really
actually
fe-
good. Like this
I-
shit interesting.
I really
Yeah, I
feel
don't
like
think
there was
anyone's
a
ever
moment.
recommended me anything like that. Because usually, like if it's in the genre of in the medium that I already like, then I'm probably already gonna be like, okay, I was probably gonna go check it out. It's like your recommendation. I just moved it up the list.
Yeah,
And if it's in a medium I already don't like, I usually am not gonna like it.
I'm trying to think.
like I've heard, I've spoken to some people about because it's very real quick. I was just gonna say
Yeah,
this
go
part.
ahead.
It's very common for when you get into a relationship with certain women, they like to watch reality TV shows. Like that's a big thing with women. Like that's like one of their most, when it comes to entertainment, that's one of the things they really enjoy. And so usually, like as a couple, you're gonna watch that. You're gonna watch that. You're not gonna watch that by yourself. But I've heard some guys I spoke to, they'll actually be like, "Oh, now this shit interesting," and then they'll kind of like it's a guilty
Oh, yeah.
pleasure kind of thing. Like when they're not around, They'd be on the couch,
Yeah,
putting on the episode.
a
tuning
girl
in.
was just telling me a
Yeah.
story about
I
that.
was like, nah,
where
this shit actually good. I'm not gonna give it the satisfaction, but
yeah. She was telling me a story about how she was watching her reality shows and her boyfriend would like linger, but he's
Yeah.
not. He doesn't want to admit.
yeah.
Is that he just keeps lingering
I've
around.
heard people say that, so it's like, oh no, they actually proved you wrong. Like you sat down and watched it with them, you were just doing it for them, but then you over here taking your own private time out to enjoy the
I
thing.
feel like I think stuff like that has happened to me with movies. I feel like I just can't think of a specific example, but I know there's been a movie that I was recommended that
This
I
happened to
thought
me
would be
with
garbage.
some rom coms.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, it's gonna be the same kind of formula where he saves the where he not saves the day, but he goes and gets the girl and has to do this large grand act. I'm just and it did happen, but the way they went about doing it, it was like, oh no,
Yeah.
this is funny. Like this is cool.
I mean, there's been like what do you call it? Fuck, did I lose my train?
Party over there.
Yeah,
Thanks, we
did I
gotta
lose-
go join them after.
Did I lose my train of thought again? But no, there was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Actually, ironically, you just mentioned it. Was a show that I thought I would never be into that shit. I was like, oh, I'd never be into that shit. That shit looked goofy.
Yeah.
And then
It is goofy.
yeah, it got recommended to me, and it was goofy, but it was fun. I was like, oh, this is a fun show. Actually, I grew to enjoy it. It was funny, and even my interpretation of it, I thought it was meant to be. Remember, I think I was projecting values on it, and then you guys had to inform me that the tropes that I was seeing were just typical anime tropes. Like I thought they were doing it on purpose. I didn't know that they were just typical
This is
anime
standard
tropes.
practice.
Yeah, I thought they were parodying or something. I was really into satire back then, so that's part of why. But yeah, I'm generally a very open guy. I'm willing to accept that certain things are just not made for me. That's something I just had to.
And 9 times out of 10, like you know yourself, you know what you're gonna like. So
Yeah,
what is the chance or that niche
yeah. That's just gonna
is gonna
change my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, more often than not, if someone recommends me something that I think is going to be bad, I'll experience it and I'm like, all right, since I watched it, let me tell you why I thought it was bad. Like, you ready? Like,
I remember
like The Walking Dead. You never heard me stop
no,
talking about
them
it.
First
first
of all,
couple seasons.
The Walking Dead-
them first couple seasons had you captivated.
it was
though,
not
didn't
bad.
it? Nah?
I did not.
From the get-go?
Episode 1, I didn't like
See,
it.
well, the thing
No,
was-
no. Stop. Pause. Episode 1, I didn't like it. And then these guys talked about it every day. And they're like, Ray, you got to watch it. I was like, nah, I'm okay. And they'd be like,
Oh, see,
every
I
day,
didn't tell you had to watch it.
These guys
They-
were bothering me.
They
to
told
watch
you.
this shit.
That was them.
Bothering
I didn't
me.
say shit.
I sat down.
Yeah.
I watched season 1, 2, and I think 3, like 3.5. Then I came back with bullets. I was like, this show is garbage.
Nah, he's
no, I literally came back and was like, these are the reason I thought the show
Okay,
was bad.
But you don't
Like,
you don't
came
like
back.
live action TV in general, right?
That's what I was
I
gonna
don't
say.
like live action TV in
Yeah, that's what I'm
general,
saying.
but I will admit if a show is good. And I was like, from the jump, I was like, I'm
didn't-
not gonna bother you.
You didn't like
if
Breaking
you're-
Bad, right?
I don't
You
like
didn't
Breaking Bad. I watched
That's
3 episodes
crazy.
and I didn't like
That's
it.
crazy.
I was like, and they was like, oh man, you gotta get to episode 6. I was like, shut the fuck up. I'm not watching 6 episodes. Like if I ain't like it, I ain't like it, bro.
Yeah. But The Walking Dead, I think calling it a bad show is
Bad show.
Nah, I think
I'll
he's
fight you.
dragging it.
Nah, I didn't
I
like
think
it.
I haven't.
I think saying
haven't
you
seen
didn't
from the
like it is
beginning.
one
I've
thing.
seen
I didn't like
clips,
It's
it.
a
so-
bad show.
Forcing myself to watch 2 seasons, now I'm gonna say it's a bad show.
Yeah,
If I watched
don't
2
think I watched
seasons,
that show.
I'm saying it's a
that's
bad
your
show.
own fault though. Like, why you hold that against the
nah,
show?
bro.
You
If I
chose to watch
watched
that
2
shit.
seasons and it was a bad show, it's a bad show.
You chose to watch it though.
It's a bad show.
But yeah,
I got reasons now. I can pull out the receipts of why I think it's a bad show.
yeah.
That's why I will say it's a bad
Yeah.
show.
I think
Breaking Bad, I'm not gonna say it's a bad show because I didn't watch it.
yeah, but Walking Dead starts to become stupid near the end. That's why I stopped watching too. Like
Flash?
around season 4.
Breaking
Flash.
Bad, Breaking Bad, you
That's a
still might
terrible
not like.
show.
I feel like with Breaking Bad, you still might not like it because you just don't like live action TV shows in general.
Like, when
but
I
if
say I
you
don't
are
like live
going,
action
but if you
TV
are
shows,
going to watch a live
This
action
man
TV
watched
show,
I'm not watching it.
you
This
might
man-
as well
I'm not
start
watching
with
it.
something of that caliber.
This man watched.
I don't like. I'm not watching it.
This
You
man
cannot
watched The
convince me
Good
of that.
Doctor.
No, I'm not saying watch it. I'm saying if you are going to watch it
No,
or start watching
No.
live action TV.
you can't get me. Look, it's not that I
I'm not convincing
despise
you.
hate live action TV. It's just more often than not they do a bunch of shit that I don't like.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I know now that I'm just not gonna enjoy these things. So I would just don't watch it. If the
Yeah.
one that comes out that is good, I'll sit there and watch it.
No, and I agree. Those elements are like Breaking Bad is not exempt from those elements. Like it's still in there. But I'm saying if you one day happen to be like, I'm gonna turn on like I just want to watch some live action. Not saying that you're gonna have that thought, but if you do, I would think that you would probably start off with something of that caliber,
If
where
anything,
they do it
I
at the
heard
at the
Better
highest.
Call Saul isn't that bad.
It's a prequel, so
So I was like, maybe I'll check that one out because I saw a clip and I was like, I did enjoy the clip that I watched of Better Call Saul. I don't think I've seen a Breaking Bad clip where I was like, yeah, I made me want to watch the show. I don't think I've seen a single one.
That's crazy.
You're gonna have to be sent.
I was
You're
crazy.
gonna have to be sent.
I was crazy because it's not me saying it's
'Cause-
bad. It's like I've seen the clips and
No,
I was
'cause
like, it doesn't like, damn, I gotta watch this entire
See,
show
now because
now.
I've never watched Breaking Bad, and I saw clips that made me think, oh, this is probably a decent show. Like there were some cool things.
It's like I never had the thought.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There's animes like that too, where it's like I will see a clip, I'm like, I don't want to watch that.
But
show.
then again, you're not looking for that kind of. That's not your thing. You're not.
But I'm
looking
saying
for
like
that kind
even
of
from
info.
things I do enjoy watching, like I've seen anime clips, I've seen video game trailers, I've seen a bunch of shit where I'm just like, that does not make me want to.
I'm just talking about
But
Breaking Bad.
That's more of your.
I'm talking about Breaking Bad specifically.
That's more of your circle though. Like even if you might not like that video game or anime, you're like kind of in that space.
Well, that's
where
what I'm trying to say.
you
I've
consume that
seen
information.
clips from that show and never made me
Yeah.
want to watch it.
Yeah.
I've seen Better Call Saul clips and I was like, damn, I
You
don't
didn't-
want to watch that one.
You didn't see the clip when the thing blew up, the restaurant blew up, and like half his face is fucking
Gus,
gone,
yeah.
and he fucking fixes his tie and he dies.
Yeah, that was crazy. I'm like, ain't no way he survived that.
That shit was
That
so
was crazy.
funny. I saw that shit. I was like, oh, this show's probably kind of cool.
Yeah.
Because that shit was funny. Half his face is gone. He fixes his tie and he just dies. I just thought that shit was so
Sounds
funny.
funny. but-
Yeah. But anyway.
Because like, why? If you were ever to watch it again, I'm saying you're not going to do this.
Yes.
But if you were ever going to watch a live action TV show, why would you start off with like some run of the mill show?
Like fucking Friends.
yeah. Nothing against
Oh,
people that
man.
like Friends, but goddamn, 10 seasons.
I
of
would-
that?
Oh, and you know, it's funny that you mentioned that actually. I saw a clip from Friends that made me laugh for the first time. I've never seen anything from that show that made me think it was funny.
Nah,
right?
Friends had like,
Mm.
I feel like Friends did the common tropes
Yeah.
with like sitcoms that just age for too long,
Yeah.
where
But
like
what-
everybody gets into a relationship with each other, and then that becomes the main focus of the show.
But I saw this clip.
But it has some like funny moments.
Well, see, I
That's
saw
some
this
funny
clip
moments.
that made me
I'm not
that made me
watching
laugh.
The whole show for
So
funny
yeah.
moments.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
that's why I didn't watch Parks and Rec. That's why I didn't watch The Office
Yeah.
because people be like, "Oh, you didn't see this one scene," and
Yeah.
everyone will talk
Parks-
about that one scene.
Parks-
It's like, what this whole like
But if
40
you-
episode thing. We
If
got
you
one good
newly,
scene.
if you're becoming like, if you're just starting out with like something like whether it's live action TV or you're just getting into anime, you're gonna start off with like the Full Metal Alchemist, Yu Yu Hakusho,
if you were going to
DBZ.
start off with something like that, I would
Well,
tailor it to the person.
I mean, specifically,
and that means you might watch some garbage. I might give you some garbage,
That's
but I
what-
know you're gonna enjoy.
I
it.
kind of disagree with that because we was talking about that at your house.
And I literally was telling this
because
man, I was like, there were some things
yeah.
I was like, I would not give you Full Metal first because it's 50
That's
episodes.
crazy to me.
I'm not giving
That's
it to you
crazy
first.
to me.
Bro, you want me to tell someone who's never watched an anime ever to like sit here and watch this 50 episode show?
to dedicate their life to
Like,
this thing.
I would give them a 12 episode show.
Not saying they finish
An
it, but you at least
introductory-
introduce
No,
it to
it's
So I'm
correct.
saying, like, I'm going to give you something
it's true.
easier
That's
to digest.
usually you have to give them an introductory thing. Like
Imagine, I think One Piece is great. I think if most people sat there and watched it, they would genuinely enjoy it.
Yeah,
You know
like-
what I'm not gonna do? Tell people to go watch One Piece if they've never
Yeah.
seen an anime before.
yeah, like when you
that shit's crazy to me.
yeah, like when I
But,
recommend.
but are you saying that because you're expecting?
I'm saying
You're
it because it's
expecting what you
1,000
recommend,
episodes long.
But that's what I'm saying. Are you expecting them to like actually? You want to recommend something that they're gonna finish from start to.
I
all the way
want
to
them
the
to
end.
enjoy the thing. And I know for a lot of people, and I know this doesn't even sound like it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, the idea that it's just that long is just such a turnoff.
Well,
that
it's
they
not-
can't
it's
even
not-
sit there and enjoy
It's not
the
even
thing.
just that. It's also just if you're trying to introduce someone to something, you have to give them something that's like
It's
a
attainable. A goal
yeah.
is like I can finish
it
this.
has to be something that they can consume.
consume.
It has to be something that they can
It
consume.
has
It-
to be the
it
word you're
doesn't-
looking for is accessible. It has to be
accessible. Like yeah, something they can consume. It cannot
Like-
be a chore.
And
Like
I genuinely think that,
like if I
if I
was
sat here and made y'all watch One Piece, you'd enjoy that
yeah.
shit.
like if I was
But I think all
But
those.
it's a
well,
long
yeah, like
episode.
for
It's a
example,
long
I think
thing.
I don't think it's just necessary. Like when it comes to anime, because that's what we're talking about. I'm the kind of person that focuses on that. Like I need to like watch something that I'm going to finish. But some people don't even like they
Well,
just want to put something on. Like they even live action TV shows. There are people that never seen the end of
And
these
that's
sitcoms.
why I told you I would tailor it to the person. If they're the kind of person they just want to put something on, I'm not giving them Full Metal. Because
Well, I
you can't
mean,
just put Full
the
Metal
thing is,
on.
generally
Why
speaking,
not?
though,
If
Is
you
it-
just putting Full Metal on, you're not paying attention. You're not gonna enjoy it,
I don't know.
you're gonna miss.
I
Stuff.
feel like you're kind of projecting yourself into
You're
it.
gonna
bro.
no.
You're
Literally,
gonna sit there and just have
See,
Full Metal on. Just
I'm
have it
reading.
on?
I'm
Great-
reading. I'm
Great
reading.
animation. You
I'm- no,
obviously-
no, no, no,
Well, that's what I'm
no.
saying. Like you're not just throwing it on.
No, EJ. I'm reading Full Metal right now, And if you're not paying attention, you're gonna miss things that are important.
See,
You're
I
gonna
think,
miss things.
But
That are
if you're not
important.
paying attention, you're gonna miss
Nah,
anything
wait.
that's
I
going
think
on.
it's the way that you're saying, like, put something on.
Yeah.
To me, putting something on is you're not really. It's just like it's
Like
on,
background shit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
background.
Yeah, like
shit.
there are themes within that you're gonna miss that you're not gonna pick up
Because
on.
for something that I would just put on, I'm not throwing on something I'm
Mm.
gonna pay attention to. It's something like fucking Psyche K, where it's a comedy where I cannot look at it to go back and,
Yeah,
like,
and that
halfway through and start laughing.
and
'cause it's a
tailoring
comedy.
it is actually pretty good because people have asked me sometimes about like what kind of comic books they should read. And like you said, I'm very careful and like I'll think in my head. So like I love Silver Age comics, but I'm not gonna go fucking recommend to you some old ass comic book from
Yeah,
1967.
go to your local
Like-
library, go into their archives, and find the Superman version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This specific version,
But-
because they reprinted. It's not.
But
the
what
same.
I will do
Like,
is
dumb.
one. Actually, I will honestly start. I will like think about the most popular comic books. I'll be like, okay, this I'm gonna let them read this because this is something that everyone else likes. I was like, maybe this will be.
Yeah.
They can
Like,
introduce them to the
If
concept.
you asked me a year ago and you never watched anime, I'm
Mm.
like, go watch Demon Slayer. Do I
Mm.
think Demon Slayer is the greatest anime ever? Absolutely
No.
not. But I know it would probably get you into
It's a
the-
great starter.
Yeah.
It's a great starter.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's a good
like for example, what do you call it? Dark Knight Returns, right? There are
Yeah.
parts of that comic that I think are stupid. Like when you think about
That
it in
shit's
entirety,
dumb.
yeah, there are parts of that comic.
But-
But I would recommend it to people because it has critical acclaim and people like it a lot.
Yeah,
and
people like
there are
it.
some cool elements in there, right? I feel like it's a
that
perfect.
Robin in that one.
Yeah. But another thing is funny because like even in terms of comic books, there are mad like modern whenever I remember a girl was asking me about what kind of comics she should read. And like I like just told her, just start with like the things that are out right now. See if you I remember I just told her like just read what's like popular, see if you're into it, right? Cause and it's funny that I told her that because Ray already knows that modern comic books, there are literally no modern comic books that I enjoy. So like for me to tell her to just go read whatever's out there, like I think I found like I think she wanted to read, she was like, I want to learn more about Moon Knight. I was like, oh, there's this very popular run on Moon Knight. Read this. I'd never even read it before. I was like, oh, this run on Moon Knight is very popular and people say it's good. So go check it out.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I myself had never read it and
Yeah.
I was not going to
Like,
ever read it.
I know there's mad sports animes that people like Haikyuu and
Slam
Kuroko no
Dunk.
Basket. I don't watch that bullshit.
Yeah.
Garbage to me. But
Yeah.
if you ask me for a sports anime, I'm going to tell you.
Naturally, I would think you would just start off with the best because that's
can't
it
You
encapsulates.
can't start off with the best
Because-
this is why I think you can't start off with the best.
Why not?
Because imagine you go from like eating actual garbage, and then someone's like, "Here's the best meal you ever had in your life." Now, when you go and like try anything else, garbage. Like
Yeah,
you've
but
had the best meal. You've had the best already.
It'll
Like
at least,
you didn't
yeah.
you didn't get your palate accustomed to it. Like you just jumped right into the deep end. Like it's just you
Yeah.
can't do that. And especially like if I don't have a taste for this shit, I'm not even gonna know I don't even know this is the best.
Well, the other thing is
That's true. When you do introduce someone,
see, but the other thing is what is the best? That's the other thing.
That too.
Yeah.
But I just think that there are certain examples, like even with like let's say hip hop. Somebody's getting into hip hop. I'm gonna start off with some of the best albums because this is indicative of hip hop, or
No,
at
it
least
isn't.
at least what I think is hip hop.
No,
So,
actually, you're touching on something. You literally just proved Ray's point without even meaning to.
yeah.
If you're gonna if you recommend the greatest hip hop ever, if you're gonna recommend a whole Nas album to somebody,
Yeah, I guess
and
it's
like
more
this,
subjective.
it's like this is what hip hop is like. They're gonna leave from that Nas thing.
Yeah, that's
Go
true.
look at other rappers.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
what the fuck?
Yeah, it's
that's
so
true, that's
different. It's
true.
gonna be jarring.
They're like,
Especially
this
if,
is
like you
Yeah, that's
recommend
true,
some
that's true.
older
Mm.
shit, and then you're like, all right, well, let me see what they're doing today. And you're like,
Yeah.
a poop, scoop, a hip. You're like, what the fuck is this?
yeah. I've literally said that to
like
somebody.
imagine you like someone's like, oh, I never heard of comedy. You give them graduation, and he's like, oh, let's make it now. You're like, what happened? Where'd he go?
Yeah, yeah. I
I
got
don't know if I want to recommend shit to somebody. I don't
no,
know if I
not
can feel
shit, not
comfortable with
shit.
that.
You don't be in.
It's not garbage. It's just this is something that they were going to like. And
I don't
if the
know.
goal, like you got to think about what's the goal? Do I want this person to enjoy the medium, or do I want this person to like what I like?
That's true. That's a
Mhm.
good point.
Like, oh, you want to
Yeah.
enjoy the medium? Then, oh, you're into sports? Here, watch IQ. You just want to see cute guys doing cute shit? Go watch Free. Go watch
Yeah.
Free. I've never seen Free in my life, but if you want to see guys making out with each other, they don't make out. But you want to see cute guys flirting with each other, go watch that shit.
It's hard for me to see someone not to enjoy the medium and not enjoy that though. Like,
Why?
because like you can't. I guess you
That's a
could.
personal problem. You gotta fix that.
Yeah, like I
So
think.
wait, I can't enjoy hip hop if I don't like knowledge?
Yeah, like for example, right? I'll
Yeah, it's
recommend.
like, what kind of hip hop fan is that?
So like I'll
What's
recommend.
wrong with that, bro?
I'll recommend Watchmen to people because it's generally a decent comic in my opinion. But I'll more likely recommend if someone were asking me, because I've actually had conversations like this, right? If someone was asking me to recommend to them like comics that are just like great, like they really represent what comic, I'm not gonna recommend Watchmen. Watchmen is literally a fucking deconstruction of comic books. Why the fuck would I recommend
It's
to
like,
you?
this is why comics are goofy.
Yeah, why would I recommend to you a deconstruction of the very genre that you want to consume? I'm gonna try and find the thing. Like he actually kind of made something that's kind of the opposite of that in terms of Tom Strong. I'd probably recommend something like that, like Tom
But
Strong,
then
because
there's no way to recommend anything then because
no. Tom Strong works because
no, as far as that angle of I want to recommend something that's a representation. Again, that word representation is something that
no, because
you
like
would-
if you tell me I want to understand why people like comics, I want to know, I want to like get into it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna recommend to you something that has the qualities of what people like about comics. So like Tom Strong, it's gonna have the action. It's gonna have the strong hero who has like
Moral high ground.
moral high ground, and he's just like a person who you would model yourself after. Like
Yeah.
he's a cool guy. I'm gonna give you something that has good villains and that kind of stuff. And it's like I'm like this is indicative of what comics are usually like, right?
Yeah.
And this
And
you
then
should check
after
this out.
that, they can explore, fuck around and find out what they
Yeah.
like.
music was a bad analogy because music
No, I
has
think
changed.
music is fine.
Nah, music
Nah,
has changed. I mean, anime
nah.
has changed too.
Yeah,
but
I think everything's changed. I
Yeah.
don't think there's a bad thing. It's just
I don't know.
what is the real thing? Do I want them to like the medium, or do I want them to like the same things as me?
Well-
Because if I want them, someone's like, "Hey, what's your favorite things?" I'm gonna tell you what my favorite things are. And it's like, "Hey, what's something that
But I
you
feel-
recommend me?"
But I feel like
I
the
will give
medium
them-
when you start with the best of the best, it's like.
Well, what you could do is
Also, who are you to tell me what the best
that's
of
the
best
thing. That's
is?
what I just touched
but
on.
it's not a singular thing. It's like a
Bro,
pool of
No,
Fullmetal
because
good.
I know someone who thinks Fullmetal Alchemist is actual hot trash.
yeah.
and you don't talk to them ever again.
Nah, I play with him
Oh, okay.
sometimes. Like,
And
And the
I
thing
know
is-
someone who hates One Piece.
So
He
like
hates that shit.
right now, Rick and Morty is like one of the most popular shows, right? It's a really, I think that show is retarded. Like I think there are so many things I see from that show that I think are so stupid. And I used to like the show, but there are elements of it I think are dumb.
But it's
right?
but it's like the reason why it's the best of the best is not only just me putting like my own opinion on it. It's like I'm basing it off of like how critically acclaimed it is by other people.
That's what I'm
And
trying
the
to
fa-
tell
and the
you.
fact-
But yeah,
Rick and Morty is critically
No,
acclaimed.
I'm not saying that. I'm not disagreeing with the Rick and Morty thing. I'm just saying
Demon
that
Slayer's hot shit too.
I'm
Rick
just
is
saying that
garbage.
the critically acclaimed part mixed with the fact that what you were saying earlier about the comic book thing, where all those elements are part of usually like what is in that genre, what is in that space.
So
and
it has to
the
be critically
examples-
acclaimed, and you have to like it.
No,
That's
actually,
what
no,
I'm
no,
saying.
no,
I'm
no,
not
no.
saying-
Actually,
I'm not saying that I have to like
Full Metal
it.
Alchemist would actually be a terrible
Yeah,
example
so really bad example
of what is
something.
typical
Okay,
in
so
anime.
that one would be
yeah,
a bad example.
yeah. Full
But
Metal
like-
Alchemist
Still say
is
you
bad.
recommend
We're
to
looking
people.
at, but if we were to look at like some of the like
Yu
some
Yu
of the,
Hakusho is also a bad example of something. To give
why is that a
something.
bad example?
because
Because
it's dated.
It's
dated.
2023.
Yeah, it's dated.
Yu Yu Hakusho came out in like 1999.
The tropes are
The
the
tropes are
in there.
old.
Yeah.
The animation's old. I literally was watching the Dark Tournament arc the other day. The animation style randomly changed because they went to a random studio for one episode. It's totally inconsistent. It's the jokes land flat. My man's Yusuke really out here just grabbing a bitch by the pussy, bro.
So you're gonna take anime.
No, I'm just saying like
That's 20 years after that has those same elements, but okay, it's more.
No,
it's,
no,
it's
no,
more.
no,
It's
wait.
more appealing. It's more
generally,
appealing.
no,
modern.
What,
in
no,
modern
no.
times.
Because what he's talking about is generally speaking, the tropes. A lot of anime is not the same as that anymore. Like a
Would
lot
I
of anime is
recommend it
different.
to someone later?
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Because I love you.
Because even with
I'm watching that shit today.
Inuyasha, right? A guy was honest with me when
Inuyasha's
Don't watch
Inuyasha.
that shit.
He
Yeah.
told me that I asked the guy if I should watch it, and he was honest and said it doesn't
Do
hold
I
up.
enjoy it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Would I tell you to go watch it? Absolutely.
Yeah, he was like, "Don't watch that. It's
Inuyasha's never
dated."
been known for being like one of the
Don't
best
lie to
animes.
my fucking
Nah.
face. Nah, bro.
Nah.
Do not lie to me and tell me Inuyasha ain't that guy.
I've
That
heard,
nigga Sesshomaru got bitches by the throat to this day.
I didn't say Inuyasha himself. I'm talking about the show.
Yeah,
You
I'm talking
see-
about the show.
No, look how excited this nigga getting about
Those,
cartoons.
yo, don't
He was
fucking-
as,
He really
he
got
was as
animated.
excited the
He
whole
really got
show.
animated.
He was as
This
excited
is
the whole
man out here
show.
just lying in my face about the shit that I actually enjoy. Who are you to tell me?
What did I even say? What did I
Inuyasha
even
ain't
say?
the Inuyasha.
You
the
didn't let me
show.
finish my point.
No,
You
what
didn't
you
let me
said,
finish my
what you
point.
said is Inuyasha is not known, which
Finish
I
the
can
point.
tell you is bullshit.
You didn't let me
Because-
finish my point.
finish- no,
I didn't say
not
what
finish-
known as. Y'all
finish
keep
it.
interrupting.
You were gonna say it's not known as being
finish
like.
it. Go ahead.
Y'all gonna interrupt me,
Finish
right?
it.
Go for it. Go for it.
I'm saying it's not known in the sense of like, it's not known in the sense of like being one of the best animes ever.
Okay, yeah, again, bullshit.
Cap.
You know how many? You know how many
Bullshit.
best
I
of
didn't
lists?
need you to finish because I knew what you were gonna
yeah,
say.
we
This
were.
cap.
You know how many
That's not
best?
cap.
You know how many
That's not
best?
cap.
Actually,
There's
cap.
a lot of
You don't want to
anime
know
that's
how
being
much
put
cap
over.
it is? It's got a sequel 20 years later.
Yeah, and you want to
how
know?
many people get
And
a sequel
I
20
can
years
tell you.
later?
I can tell you
How
how.
shit get sequels? Shit, that's
How
not
many-
possible.
No,
to get
no, wait,
sequels.
wait,
That's a
wait,
hard-
wait,
That's
wait,
a bad
wait.
faith
How many
argument.
things
That's
are
a
getting
bad faith
sequels
argument.
20 years
Let me
later?
That's a
say
bad
something.
faith argument.
To show you- to show you that
it's
what you-
very popular.
To show you that what you're saying is bullshit. You know how many best of lists I've seen in regards to anime where Inuyasha's on there? And
Okay.
pretty high too. No, because no.
But
It
best
relates.
of list.
Wait, let me finish.
Where
Let me
is it the
finish.
best of
It
list?
finishes
Where
what you're
is it?
saying
Where
though.
is
It's
it
in
though?
top
Wait,
20.
where is it
That's
though?
what I'm trying to tell
You're not
you.
answering the question.
Wait,
Where is
let me
it?
tell you.
Where is it
I
in
just
the
told you
best
it's in the
of
top. I was just finishing.
What is the top?
Yeah. Well, like for example, if
Top
we're,
20 easy.
if we're in a list of 1 to 20, right? Let's say it goes starts from 20 and goes down, Inuyasha will be down there on like they'll have it at like 8 or some shit, like close to the end.
Ain't nobody having that shit.
I'm
top
dead
10.
ass.
Bro,
I've
I've
never
seen
heard
it.
somebody walking this earth said that's a top 10
You're
anime.
You're cap.
So
Yo,
we've
you
been
like,
talking
what
to
about
different
Sailor Moon?
people.
You fuck with Sailor Moon?
Sailor Moon's up there.
Sailor Moon is
Moon's
also
up
on
there?
those lists.
Sailor Moon
I've seen
and
them.
Inuyasha are like right next to each other.
I've
Yes.
never heard that about Inuyasha. I've never
You've
heard
never heard that
I've
about
heard it 1,000
many-
times.
I've heard a lot of
How
people
many
say they
anime things are
enjoy
you-
Every anime fan I've
Yo,
ever
bro, how
spoken
you-
to has
I'm about to
mentioned
call my cousin right now.
every
you
anime-
spitting on her
yeah,
name,
every
bro.
anime fan
You're
I've ever
capping.
spoken to has mentioned Inuyasha, man.
Inuyasha is
I've never
that
heard that.
guy.
I've never heard
Inuyasha-
that.
And
that
this is not
show,
even me
never heard
saying that it's the best show
He's
ever.
not even an anime fan.
Yeah, I'm just saying I've heard people talk about this
Yeah.
all the fucking
You
time.
can go to it, bro. Literally, like Anime NYC to this. Go next
Oh,
month. When
There are
is it?
people
It's
dressed
in
up.
November. Go to bro. There are people dressed as Kikyo. There's people still giving Inuyasha trivia to this day.
You think those people represent the majority? of the
I'm at a
culture?
literal anime convention. These is the niggas who do nothing but watch anime.
All right.
So yeah,
All right,
Yeah,
you
it's like-
got
it's
it.
like-
You got it.
like nah, come on,
'Cause
bro.
like-
How
like-
you
'cause
gonna
like-
look me in the face and tell me Inuyasha?
'cause like
is
Superman
shit, bro?
comics, right?
Like
I will look
I
at
ain't
you
say it was bad though. I ain't
'Cause
never said it was bad. I
you're
just
saying
said it's not one of the
top,
best.
It's top,
because in terms of
Just because it's not, just because I'm
No,
saying
no,
it's not
it's
the
top.
best. I'm
bro.
I'm
If you
sa-
told me Hamtaro's not top, I'd agree with you. You
I'm
know
not,
what
'cause
Hamtaro is?
in terms of
I
comic
don't know
books,
who the
right?
fuck
You don't
What
even
you,
know Hamtaro?
what you just
We're
said,
done. We're done having this
what
conversation.
you just said is akin to like if I were to be like, oh, everyone loves someone's like, oh, Batman is the someone's like Batman is the
Yeah, I think we about to wrap it up.
Batman's a
anyways.
great superhero. Batman, everybody
Batman's
loves
horrible
Batman.
superhero.
Everyone loves Batman. I look at you, I was like, I've never
That's not
heard
akin
nobody.
to that. That is not.
I-
Akin
it
to
is
that.
a-
Stop
well,
it.
okay, Batman
Stop.
maybe.
That is not akin to that.
Yeah. Okay,
That's
you
a
know,
ultra.
I'll-
reach
I'll-
on
If
your
someone
part.
looks
That's
at
an
me as
ultra
like
reach.
Aquaman's lame, it's like
You really go.
since when? Since when
Inuyasha
you
is a
doing-
staple of anime in the same
Hey,
breath.
you watch anime? You've heard of Inuyasha?
Inuyasha?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch as a kid.
You think it's not top? It's not top to you?
Hello. Okay, so based on because I don't remember like a lot of it.
Mhm.
I more remember like Dragon Ball, like the cliche one. Like
Mhm.
I'm rewatching Bleach right now,
Mhm.
just because of the new season came out.
Yeah.
So I want to catch up.
yeah.
Um,
gonna do the same
One
thing.
Piece I'm probably never gonna do because that's 1,000
Read it.
fucking episodes.
Read it.
You see,
There goes the
it's in
episode
color,
count
bro.
again.
Yeah, you see, I
Color,
can't,
bro, read
I
it.
know. I was like,
It's peak fiction.
that's
Go
a lot of
ahead.
reading, bro. That's a lot of reading. I don't
It's
know.
not.
Maybe
It's actually really
Maybe.
fast. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
because I used to
DC
watch like a lot of.
capping.
I used to read a lot of DC comics when I was younger.
DC comics get some.
That was me.
Yeah.
No, them shits get intense. A lot of
Yeah.
Batman, a lot of Superman stuff.
Inuyasha,
But yeah, my bad. Just based off when it came out and what it led with, like it came out of Gundam Wing, like
Mhm.
00. What is it? The one of Troa, Duo, all those guys with
you got a good memory.
yeah. So like it came out with those, and it came out with like I think before Naruto.
Way before Naruto. Yeah,
So what was your question?
like top.
I would say this.
There we go. Thanks.
So he represents
Not
the
because like
majority.
what he
Great.
was, what
I
he was.
asked
No,
a
no, wait,
literal
wait,
random
wait,
ass
wait.
motherfucker right
That
here.
proves
Out
the
of
point.
no,
Let me.
out of
I could
nowhere.
find somebody on the street and
No, because
It's
this
completely
touches
random.
is because your argument was that it it wouldn't be ranked in terms of like a good anime by
I never
people.
said that.
No,
bro.
not a good
Y'all-
We'll play
anime.
back. We'll play
Not a
back.
good
Oh,
anime.
I never-
You said
I said good?
You said no one's gonna call it like top.
Yeah,
I said top best.
and it,
I just asked a random guy.
Okay, he's
And he-
one person. He represents the whole culture.
Bro,
I know he
it's
represents
him
the whole
saying
culture.
It, it's me saying it, and I literally asked a random saying it. You're the only one so far
That's
not
great.
saying
it's
it.
3
That's
people.
great. So 3 people versus 1. That means
Correct.
okay.
Literally,
Gotcha.
That's how statistics
I
works.
get- I
And
guess
my
that-
dad
I
would
was just gonna say that's how statistics work.
Yeah, right. That's how statistics
Literally,
work. Right.
literally.
Great.
literally.
Like, come on, man. Like,
That-
look, you
what
cannot
you-
like it.
no, what
It's
you
okay.
said.
You cannot like
I
it.
never said I didn't like it.
Look, that's what
Just
I'm
'cause-
saying.
I
is you
hate
don't
when
like it.
people
'Cause
do that,
If you
man.
don't, if you don't think it's top, you
Wait,
don't
wait.
like
Let
it.
him finish his sentence. We're about to
because
end anyway.
because something I don't think is the best. That means I'm downplaying.
No.
Yes.
It's not that you said.
Oh, yeah, I am
it's not that.
downplaying.
It's
I
not
am
that. It's
downplaying
not
it.
that you said it wasn't the best. It said you said that most people wouldn't consider it. That's the part that was weird.
I did until he said what he said about the what was it, the anime cons.
Yes.
But anyways, we should probably start.
That see
yeah.
that
We
that
should probably
is
start-
more. That
we
is
should
more
probably
true.
start. We should probably start wrapping things up.
But
because
yeah,
we
that
gotta
is-
be- yeah.
That makes more sense because they're representative.
So, anyways,
of the
any
culture.
final thoughts?
Final
I don't know.
thoughts
Y'all gotta
is,
stop interrupting me. I'll be tight. Go ahead.
Now you got me tight. Got me tight. Anyway, final thoughts is don't be the fastest man on the road. That's how you get a ticket.
And
You can be
yeah,
saying
let
that.
let people finish when they talking. That's about it.
Nah, I can't let you finish when you saying some blasphemous shit like that, bro.
My
I'm not really here. I'm sorry.
my final thought is man, I don't even remember what we talked about. I just my final thought is don't watch Flash. That show is terrible. Don't waste your time ever.
Facts.
That's one thing I would never recommend to nobody.
You go back.
That's
in time
what-
and be like, yo, don't waste your time.
Yeah, I would go back in time and recommend myself not to watch that show. So much wasted time. Anyways,
I do apologize.
peace.
I got you.
Mm.
It's my fault.
I didn't know you were hot for that show like that. Damn.